Well, hello there, everyone. I thought we needed the chill intro tonight. We could all use some zen in our lives after the week we've had.
Some Xanax.
That wasn't funny.
Oh, wait. Oh, my bad. Terrible, terrible. Bad tug.
All right, a little quick announcement for tonight. Mods, you may ease up on the ban hammer tonight. I will, let's go back to old rules. Old rules is we're not censoring unless it's really, really wicked. And if it is very wicked, I will take care of it. I will be on the lookout. But you guys just, just chill out tonight. I think we banned a bunch of people we didn't mean to the other night on accident. So I've been trying to unban people as it comes up. But yeah, I don't know. So if you got banned, I guess you can't hear me right now. So that's a problem. Anyway, I would like to, I'm going to try and unban everybody and we'll just start from the beginning again. How's that? Sound good? Okay. All right.
We're just talking to yourself then. You're like, yeah, we said something. Okay, good. Yeah.
I guess. If you did get banned and you for some reason want to get back in, just email me, meganfox.writer@protonmail.com. Give me your YouTube name, and I will unban you. Equality, you are not banned. I can see you quite well. All right. So, what are we doing tonight, Tug? I've forgotten completely.
I don't know. Let me look at this.
Wait, okay, no, I know what we're doing. We're talking about Owens v. Echard and what's going on in that case. Now, what is going on in that case is that we are getting more media coverage than we have gotten before. So that's exciting. There is a new lawyer who is covering the case.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing.
What?
I laughed at that super chat.
Which one?
The other one just came in from Citizen Chief.
I see it. Oh my God. In Tennessee, Coke is something Bug wants to drink. That's true.
That is true. Very true.
Stick to Coca-Cola, folks. It's a lot safer. So we are going to look at the new coverage by some of it anyway, because it's a 4-hour live stream. So we're obviously not going to be able to go over the entire thing. But his name is the Tilted Lawyer. And in the beginning of this, it's so funny, Tug. Now looking back on it, I have gotten a big laugh out of it. In the very beginning, the people who contacted the Tilted Lawyer to talk about this case told him that he was part of LawTube. And he was like, LawTube? What's that? I don't know what that is.
I saw he said something about covering that. Yeah,
he goes, I don't know what that is, but I accept it. And I now I want to say, no, go back. Go back. Now is not the time to join LawTube.
Yeah, rewind just a little. Or fast forward a lot, whatever,
Go back. No, Tilted Lawyer, don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my God. Okay, so this is the guy that I'm talking about.
I'm thinking of so many awful jokes. I was like, if anybody offers you an unknown brown substance, decline.
If you join LawTube,
look, he's scratching his nose. No, no.
Oh my Lord!
See, okay. Matt's like, we're gonna just chill and none of that.
None of that.
It's all in my head. I can't help it.
Me too. I go to my YouTube page just now to get this pulled up, and every single live stream happening right now is Ricada Fest. It's.
Yeah. I'm gonna cover the warrant stuff tomorrow, but I wanted today to think about what I wanted to see everything that was said about it, and I want a day to really just absorb what I think there. It's.
I've decided I'm too close to this case, and I can't talk about it anymore, other than generally, and probably make a few jokes like we've been doing, but I can't. I just can't. So I am going to try and just continue to focus. I've got the Echard trial coming up in June that I'm flying to Arizona for. I have a lot to do. And I need to focus on that because otherwise I'm not going to get it done, and I'm going to be letting down all of my, the people who've been following this case. And we're literally 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks
it's
out
very close.
from June 10th, and I'm flying to Arizona, and we just have to. I've got to focus.
Actually, that'll be a good, moving towards
distraction.
Yeah.
Shall we say? Yeah. So okay. One of
I
my
like his
favorite
voice, by the way. This tilted
look
lawyer.
at his background lighting, and wait till you see the smoke lava things, these things that he
Damn,
has.
dude.
behind
I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, I invested in a new avatar. I mean,
No, he is very quiet though. Unfortunately, I might have to turn on the audio booster. Let me do that actually. Okay, let's see if this works. So I've got a timestamp here. One of my favorite parts of this is where he reads the email from Laura to Clayton about the tightness of her nether regions.
oh,
The chat makes him read this email, and like until now he's been trying to be so fair.
yeah. That's what everybody, like, that's how I felt. When I got into this, I was like, what the fuck have I stepped into?
This becomes like one of the first moments where he's like, what the fuck? And it's so funny. So let's watch it.
Fame because ellipses. I don't. Is this like redacted or is this what she wrote? And hold you accountable for your actions. I know I've ellipses. It will be. You wouldn't be question marks me to guide you to another level. Do we know if that's like how the real email came through? I come home tomorrow afternoon, so if you want us to consider an abortion, this really is your last chance because of timing and the face that neither of us would want to end the pregnancy once there is a heartbeat. I would like to get together tomorrow night to talk and explore intimacy. I have opinions.
Oh, shit.
Omar. Okay, his name is Omar. Omar Serrano. I have opinions.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
think
God,
we all
can
have
we watch-
opinions, my friend.
Can we watch that again?
About-
Watch his face.
I would like to get together tomorrow night to talk and explore intimacy. I have opinions.
I think I've made that face a few times. I've been like, what have I read?
Can you finish the sentence?
That was,
That was
No, I think that's it.
that's the end of the sentence. Let me reread.
okay.
Let me reread.
It's the sentence.
It just threw me to a loop. I thought we were talking about one thing, and now we're talking about
And now-
intimacy.
Boom.
I come home tomorrow afternoon, so if you want us to consider an abortion, this really is your last chance because of timing and the face that neither of us would want to end the pregnancy once there is a heartbeat. I would like to get together tomorrow night to talk and explore intimacy. It's time for you to make an effort if that is something we are considering. Obviously, I would love to have sex in the future and feel like I am the safest.
Look at this face.
Look at the girl on the
She's
right.
like, oh
And
my
look,
God.
both of these, are these girls twins? Why do they look so much alike? Are they sisters? Does anybody know if these girls are related? They look like twins.
I just I love her expression because that's
I know.
I have felt. I mean, some days I've thought, man, I really need a deep scrub shower or something. I feel very dirty.
Vanessa says they are not related. Okay, they just look similar. It's strange. Same color hair, same glasses, wearing the same color. Like, they could be twins, and it would be funny if they were twins, because this would be the show with actual twins talking about tonsil twins. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Person you could have sex with. And since I'm pregnant, but if you really think that like you said yesterday, my goal was to date and get pregnant during this time, we can absolutely hold off on it. However, it occurred to me that you might believe me more about paternity if you were inside of me and felt how tight I would be after not having sex in more than a year. WTF is she on about?
WTF is she on about? Oh my God. Oh, and by the way, this man is, I should have set it up. Omar is a family law attorney.
Oh,
So this is literally his specialty. And so he was really a great guy to get this story to. And the fact that he did a 4-hour live stream on it, Tug, like it just goes to show I have very good taste in picking stories. I just got to tell you.
I mean, this is a wild case. It is. It's some of these are not very cut and dry. You know, we'll walk into a case and be like, well, and it takes a long time to really sort it out. But all the legwork, when I got there, I was just, I saw 3 or 4 documents. I was like, my God, what has happened here?
What is happening?
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. Like
Andrea Ellerby, it's so funny to watch someone take it all in. Yes, that's the great thing about this stream is that it's...
I don't know if the letter there and take it all in. I don't know.
By the way, I'm going to drop the link to the entire stream. We are going to watch clips of this. We're going to keep going because this is as funny as it gets. And the cool thing is, he has it all parceled out, with timestamps on everything. So we can basically go through the timestamps and just choose what we want to listen to. But the full stream is right here. Let me get this to you guys. There. All right. I should probably pin that. Let me go into the studio and pin that up to the top because I want you guys to go over and give him clicks because he did a lot of work on this. Clearly. Oh, shoot. I just lost the link. Okay. Tilted Lawyer. I know, in Tilted Lawyer, somebody in the chat said, every time I hear Tilted Lawyer, I think Tilted Uterus, which is another claim in this case.
The claims in this case are so...
All right, I've pinned it to the
You know
top.
what? With all the other crazy... I haven't looked at his Gingrich lately. I need to go over there and look at that real quick.
Oh, well, okay. Would you pull up his tweets actually from last week? I think there were more tweets. I'm still blocked, so unless I log into my fake account, I can't see it, and I don't have time for that crap. I do. MG Law says I have a knack for finding crazy cases. And I do. It's true. I also want to say Tilted Kilt every time that I want to say his name. I want to say Tilted Kilt. And Rosalind just brought that up. We're like ditto on that one. Tilted Lawyer. I wonder where that comes from. I don't know where he got his name. I would like to ask him. Cynic in Chief, thanks for the 2, says, and then Tilted Lawyer gets a Sonnet Shoe medallion. Let us please hope that is not the case. Leave Tilted Lawyer alone.
Just burn it. Burn it.
Please burn it. I swear to God, if I got one of those, I would not only burn it, I would call my priest and have an entire house blessing. Because that shit ain't nothing to play with. Tracy Fagan, thanks for being a member for 3 months. Says, check out Nate the Lawyer. We love Nate. Nate's a good dude. McCrae, thanks for the 10. I actually like this guy. I saw his coverage of the Natalia Grace series, and it was pretty good. I've actually never seen any of his coverage, so I'm very happy to have found him. Although I'm going to need to ask his stance on thruples before I create any kind of relationship with him, where I'm going to have to find out what he thinks about polyamorous relationships. I'm just kidding. Laura Owens, thanks for the $1.99. It's not the first time I've seen that face. Rhea Norman, thanks to the 2. They are the twins from The Shining.
Come and play with us, Danny.
Sabine, thanks for the Canadian 10. I'm homesick with sinusitis, and this is the bright spot of my day. Well, good. I'm glad we could be here for you. And I hate sinusitis. That is the worst. Make sure you're using that salt spray. What is that? Saline nose spray. That stuff works pretty good.
What's that salt spray? Salt rock. No, wait a minute.
Wait. No,
You're like, ow!
Please do not put anything up your nose that is not supposed to be there. I think we've all learned the hard way that that's a very bad idea.
I got shot in the backside with a salt rock one time. That wasn't fun.
I also just want to point out for everyone in the chat that I am drinking coffee tonight. I think I've sworn off drinking on stream forever. I think that's Never
Fair
going to
enough.
happen ever again.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You know.
I think if anything comes of any of this, we may have an entire generation of streamers who
Sober
don't touch
streamers.
sober streamers who don't
Yeah.
touch alcohol on camera ever again.
Everybody's gonna go. Oh man, the straight edgers, straight edge streamers.
Well, look, I'm sure that'll wear off, guys. But for right now, I feel a little bit traumatized. So, yeah. All right. Breen, thank you for the super chat. Says, love all your coverage on the CE versus crazy matter. I'm such a fangirl and blushed furiously when you and Dave Neal read my tweets with Gingras on the now deleted live. Aw, Breen, thank you. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the coverage. Hopefully you can come to Arizona and hang out at the Maricopa County Courthouse. That should be fun. But yeah, no, I'm having hot coffee, not cold brew. I really like my coffee hot. I even drink hot coffee in the summer.
Really?
B Bean says, "Is Megan calling bourbon coffee?"
What have you put in that? You
No,
know?
just cream. Just cream. I'm a
Me,
just
I like my coffee black, just like my metal. Yeah. No, I'm just playing. I do like black coffee.
So I used to drink it black because I was really trying to diet, and then I decided to go with just cream again because it just started getting, I don't know, depressing to drink black coffee all the time. But I do not put sugar in my coffee anymore, and that was really something that I had a hard time giving up, was sugar and coffee. But once I finally gave it up, I don't ever put it in there anymore. So it is possible to get rid of your sugar addiction with coffee. And so far, I don't think any of the weight I'm gaining is just from the cream in my coffee. I mean, I think it's probably more like the bag of chips that I ate the other day that I shouldn't have.
Yeah, maybe as you've been covering this case, maybe, you know, who knows how else, like you get tonsil twins, you know? I think you get tonsil twins. You'd be like, oh my God, my avatar's gaining weight. I guess my avatar was looking a little pudgy, you know? It's like, wait a minute.
Oh, man. All right, we got to keep going with this because this guy he's a trip.
Maybe then you'd believe that I hadn't been sleeping around, and again, you wouldn't be doing me any big favor. Having sex with me is a privilege and not something I have.
Big?
If anyone said that to me, I'm like, get the fuck out. Shit.
No, I'm confused. She's saying that she didn't have sex in over a year?
This is just kind of out of left field. And so I don't know the context of this email, to be fair.
Then how did she get pregnant?
I mean, she's claiming she has sex with Clayton.
Yes.
She very clearly has stated on the record and under oath that she had intercourse with him. But she also stated in an email to me that she didn't want to. Well, she didn't say that. Her attorney said she didn't want to because of the timing. Okay, so let me just finish this so I could wrap this email up. If you either don't get back to me tonight or if you give me the final word that you don't want to date and choose the outcome of the pregnancy, we are 100% having the child and there is no going back. What is... All right. I mean it, and I'm at peace either way. My mental health and well-being is affecting our child's, and I would blame you if we have a special needs kid and discover that my stress, hormones, and blood pressure caused that. I just need you to make a decision. Clearly, given the evidence I have given you throughout this process that I have put together in the attached Dropbox file, I am pregnant. I have proactively worked to arrange prenatal paternity tests myself, which should prove to you that I know you're the father. There really are only these two outcomes. So if you don't want to keep it, or if you want to keep it, if you want to keep believing there's not a pregnancy or that you're not the father, you will be sorely mistaken and it will be too late for us to consider an abortion. I would have no issues going to the media after the prenatal paternity test to expose your horrible treatment of me during this time and lack of compassion, despite your mission. If you would stay with me for a few weeks to get me to have an abortion and then block me, go MIA. This is disturbing email.
It is.
Yes.
Like, I just want to know if you're pregnant or not. I'm not trying to have a relationship at that point. Look, all right.
It sounds like
This is so funny. This is so funny.
You know, with that letter too, I mean, could you imagine if somebody actually fell for the scam and they ended up getting her pregnant?
Oh, right. Well, so one thing that I learned in the data dump from Michael Maricini's text messages between the two of them is that this is a thing that she does.
Yeah.
She tells you that she's pregnant. She shows you this pregnancy test. And then if you're in a relationship with her, and like he was still saying he was going to stay with her, but they decided to terminate. Meanwhile, there was confirmation in there that they were having unprotected sex.
Oh,
Like
no.
she was talking about that with him, and he was saying, I don't think we should do that anymore. Like, you know, 'cause
Wise. Very
that's not a
wise.
good idea. But she was all, you know, I'm pregnant, who cares, you know? Yeah. So this,
I thought
it
those
does seem
Gillespie,
like a plan.
I thought those Gillespie emails were, woo, our messages were like, whoa, shit.
Yeah. I mean, they've all been crazy.
Yeah, those were just the emotional blackmail in it. Not to me, I mean, the actual blackmail too.
Actual.
I'm gonna see. I like how the charges would get worse every time. She's like, I'm gonna accuse you of this. Oh, I'm gonna take you to civil court, $45,000. Oh, wait, $100,000 later. It's like, damn, this is getting crazy.
Yeah. All right, chat says that my mic's low. Is it better now? I turned it up a tiny bit. I'm still figuring out how to use this new microphone. I have a new Shure microphone. It's very nice, but getting the levels right has been difficult. I need someone to train me like I'm 5, you know, like explain it to me and walk me through how
You
to
should
do
check
it.
your audio settings in Streamyard too.
Yeah, so Brad and I did that, and we found out that this particular microphone works best on the auto adjust. So that's how it's set. But, you know, if I'm too low, just let me know. That's a nice problem to have for me though, because my last microphone was so over the top hot that, you know, it was
I think
very
it sounds
upsetting.
fine, actually, to be
Okay,
honest.
good.
Yeah.
It sounds okay to me too. So, all right, we won't talk about sound anymore. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, guilt tripping him.
How much longer is this? All right, I'll finish it for the sake of finishing.
That's how we all feel. How much longer is this? She writes like pages and pages.
I have a lot of thoughts on Jane Doe. I will share. I don't want to completely demonize her. I don't want to throw her under. I mean, that she's going through a lot. She's getting a lot of that. I'm really going to be objective with what I say, but let me just finish this. If you wouldn't be excited, don't make that choice. Did I skip something? Oh, I'm talking about really giving things a shot in a different way than either of us have in the past, since this is a unique circumstance. If you wouldn't be excited, don't make that choice. If you're truly not into me, I would rather stick with my morals and have the child. I'm only considering an abortion because I know that's what you want. So if that alone doesn't make me stand out from other women, good luck finding one who would care that much to sacrifice their own values and morals because they believe in your mission. I would trust and respect you enough for you to make the decision on your own as to whether or not we have the abortion.
Bethany Ward-Gia says, I'll finish for the sake of finishing. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
I saw a comment. They were like, hey, the price keeps going up because of inflation. Duh, come on. And I'm like, all right. I got you.
Do you realize how big of a deal this is for me to offer? I would love to be a mom and want that in the future more than anything in the world. But God and you, depending on what you decide, are responsible for deciding what that is or when that is. If it's now, I would be thrilled. But I really do believe in you and the message you want to spread. So please show me that my faith in you isn't misplaced. I would also be so appreciative of the consideration you would be showing for my feelings and why it would be important for me that I would promise to keep everything that happened between us. You need to understand that allowing you to make the decision.
The visible exhaustion on this
Yeah.
man's face.
I mean, it's,
And then-
it's,
and
it's
imagine-
uncomfortable.
She hasn't, this is not an email to him. You
Yeah.
know, this is an email to somebody else that he's just reading and he's exasperated.
That's the thing. I think people have trouble. Put yourself in the shoes of the people that are getting this stuff. I mean, when we read through like Clayton or Greg Gillespie or whomever, imagine you're going through this. You're being told you are the father, and you're being told I'm going to be stuck with this bucket of crazy for how many years if I don't sign a dating contract? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's great to watch new people though react to this because it does. In a case like this, I think we've had so much what I would call gaslighting from her side, from her camp, where they're trying to tell you that the sky is actually purple or green and you just don't see it, and dogs can fly. You just don't understand it because you didn't see that clear evidence I sent you of a flying dog. And at some point it wears on you and you start to think, God, did I miss something?
Yep.
Did I get wrong? Did I get it wrong? But then when a new person who's clearly a professional, looks at it, he's like, this is crazy. So, yeah.
Decision would be the biggest leap of faith and sacrifice of my life. So if you don't appreciate that, go find someone else and we will move forward toward having the child. You know who this reminds me of? Kelly Kapoor. Dominic, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Kelly Kapoor, when she told Ryan,
Oh, yes. From The Office, right?
yeah,
Yes.
hey, I just want to know if we could go on a date tonight. I really don't think
because I'm pregnant.
that's a good idea. Well, just so you know, I am pregnant and I'm keeping it. It's like, all right, let's go talk. We'll have dinner tonight at 8. My favorite place? Yeah, my favorite place.
But this is a total opposite. If he says I'll date you, then I'll have the abortion. But if you say I won't date you, then I'll keep the child. Which
it was almost lost on me that I didn't remember her saying that, but these emails are just kind of all over the place. I don't.
No, but that has been the narrative the entire time. Like if you decide to stay with me, then I'll have the abortion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if you
So
don't,
that we can continue the relationship.
So you
but if
want
you don't,
him
I'll keep the child.
to be in the relationship under duress. And what world is that working for any man that I've ever known?
this was not the first time she tried to pull one of these with one of her partners.
Well, I know that I don't want to talk too much about the allegations about the others because I don't have the time.
That woman is like, there's more here.
Yeah. He's like, I don't have the time. I've already got 4 hours set up, man.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny. Here, let me actually look at the timestamps too, because there's timestamps. Look at all the timestamps.
Wow, that is so organized, man. I can't even stay on topic. Holy crap.
He has like an entire crew of people working on the show, and he's got like 12,000 subscribers. How come I don't have a crew of people? What?
That's what I
What am I
need.
doing wrong? What am I doing wrong?
Yeah, like my problem is I'm not structured enough that even if a crew was there, they'd be like, "What are you doing tonight?" I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have anyone to do this for me. This would be great, though. All the thing, and by the way, I do have an announcement to make. I did decide to kill the podcast for now. I had to, in order to stop paying Simplecast, I had to delete all of the podcasts. Now, I actually still have them, the Fox Den Daily ones, and it's not an idea that I'm throwing out forever. It's just one that I cannot keep up with right now. So I don't want to pay for it if I can't keep up with it. But I did test it out. I did see that it would be successful if I could put the time into it. But for now, I just don't have that. So maybe that will be something I can transition into next year, after summer's over. I don't know. We'll see. But I thought the experiment was worthwhile. It was worthwhile to see how much time and effort I was going to need to make a daily podcast. And I'll tell you what, it gave me an incredible... I have such a high opinion of Dave Neal that he, without fail, does 2 podcasts a day plus live streams. I mean, good Lord. He's a machine, that guy. If you want to know how to be successful, follow Dave Neal. And I definitely think it would work. It's just that I don't have the self-discipline right now to make it happen every day. I just don't. So hopefully I'll get there. But it was fun while it lasted. Thanks for being in on the experiment, everybody. And it's now over. All right. So we have, let's see, where were we? We were like right around here. But there was something in the beginning where he read an email that she and her lawyer, Gingras, sent to him. And I want to do that. I want him to, I didn't write down the timestamp though. Does it say here, the letter to him? Diving into pregnancy claims, exploring consent, analyzing communication, evaluating evidence, deciphering emails and personal communications. I don't know where it was, but he mentioned that just the way she worded things, he took as a veiled threat.
Yeah.
And it was near the beginning. Was it super near the beginning? I don't know. We could go and try and find
Case,
out.
Miss Jane Doe, we will call her. Now, look, I know that everybody knows what her name is, and in the chat, everybody's saying what her name is, but in the court documents that have been released, her name has been redacted, and so I will respect the fact that her name is redacted and try to refer to her as Jane Doe.
Of course, her lawyer says nobody has to.
Yeah. He's been
You know.
he's been releasing documentation with her name on it and using her name over and over again. But you know, people do choose that, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine, but I mean, at the same time, it's just she's been given so much deference in this,
But that's
and
how
Clayton
this goes,
has been given none.
Yes, I'm telling you, that's how it goes. Like, people don't want to say the unspoken part. That's what happens with female accusers. Like, you gotta walk up a fucking mountain as a dude trying to disprove certain types of claims. This is a wild one right here. I mean, this is like climbing the Mount St. Everest freaking of claims. But I mean,
Yeah, it is. But I mean, it's just wild to me that even with all the evidence that we've gathered, there are still people who are afraid to say her name or just choosing not to say her name for some kind of protection, either for her protection. And I feel like it's not for his protection. He knows, he's a lawyer. He knows what he can and cannot say. And he knows he can say her name. So he's choosing not to use her name in order to somehow give her some protection. And I don't know. I just don't like that. I'm not criticizing him at all. This is not a criticism of him. I'm really glad Omar's doing this, and I don't really have a criticism for people who want to call her Jane Doe. But at the same time, it's like, would this be done for a man who engaged in all this stalking behavior and major perjury? I've stopped calling it minor perjury. It's now major perjury. I don't know. Like, I just feel like it wouldn't be the same. And
I mean, it's understandable. As easily as she gets pregnant with twins, I'd like to use some protection.
yes, I guess all the protection against Laura Owens
Exactly.
is always
Any
all the
barrier.
protection, all of it.
I'd be like,
All of it.
yeah, let's both wear masks, you know, like, can you triple ply that? Let's wrap ourselves in saran wrap, you know, whatever. Oh, wait, there's probably, unfortunately on the internet, there probably is something. There's probably some weird thing that, like, I just described and don't know about it.
Yeah, right. You're going to end up on, like, only saran wrap now.
Only saranwrap.com. Oh, no.
Yeah, yeah, she's not slightly neurotic. She's not Voldemort. You know, in the early days of this case, because I never called her Jane Doe. I've called her Laura Owens from day one because I know the law. I know what I can and cannot say. And I can say her name. She has filed it in public documents. And I used to call her Voldemort. Like, I would tell people, I would remind people, she's not Voldemort. She's not she who cannot be named. And it gives her a protection that she doesn't deserve. Let's just, that's how I feel about it.
So listen, I was at the gym yesterday and I was listening to Dave Neal's podcast because I was trying to get some
there he
insight
is.
into what was going on
Good looking
with
dude.
this case. And the reason why is because there's been a few of you that have reached out to me directly that say, hey, you should contact Dave Neal. He's being sued by these people for defamation and harassment. I was actually contacted by Jane Doe herself. She sent me an email, and I will share with you what she said to me. I listened to Dave Neal's podcast, and I heard my name pop up, and I'm like, what? I was literally doing dips or something, and then started talking about the tilted lawyer. And
I like how he just put that image in everybody's mind that he was at the gym doing dips. And all the ladies in the chat just sighed. Good move, Omar. That was a good move. I see a lot of the ladies in the chat already saying, I need to have this guy on because he's so handsome. Everyone loves this guy, including Dave. Dave said that the tilted lawyer was making him question his own sexuality.
Well,
He's funny.
I actually had a really nice phone conversation with Mr. Neil. Definitely not David. He goes by Dave. I was trying to be respectful when I referred to him, but he really hates it. He goes by Dave. His name is Dave. And of course, what is her name? JD. Her lawyer's name is David Gingras. I've been in contact with him as well. So Laura, she emails me. I got an email.
Oh, here we go.
In response.
I like how though when he put in the initials JD Jane Doe. I was like, that's funny.
Uh-huh.
Oh God, this is gonna
Man,
be.
she reached out to him before he even got his stream together. You know, that's what happens, and that's why like Dave needs to. I don't know. We need to like be careful about who we tell, who we're planning to go after. Because
Oh my
then
God,
she'll
are there
go
any?
after-
Is there anyone you don't really like? You would like to get that. You know,
That's,
yeah, I heard
that's-
that they're going to do an. Oh my God, they're going to do an expose.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Just so that she's wasting her time sending emails to people we're not contacting. It's a good idea.
Response to me telling somebody from a supporter of Clayton Echard that I was going to be looking into this case and doing a deep dive. And within maybe, I posted something on my community page basically stating that, yeah, I'm going to be covering this case, it looks like. And then I get maybe 4 hours later an email from Laura, from Jane Doe herself. And this is what she told me. She says, my name is Jane Doe. I'm reaching out regarding the situation involving Clayton Echard, as I am the woman who has the paternity case against him. I saw your interaction with Dave Neal on Twitter. Now, I never had an interaction with Dave Neal on Twitter. So right away, I know that this is a boilerplate email that probably gets sent to a lot of people. But she says she saw an interaction I have with Dave Neal, who I'd never heard of David Neal. I apologize, Dave. I've never heard of Dave Neal before, really, Tuesday. And honestly, when I heard his name, I thought that he was, he's a community. I heard him on Joe.
Once you hear about Dave, you never go back though. So careful.
I like he's so polite. I'd love to see him like how he deals with. You know, I'd interview. I'd be like, but you must call me the Pickle God. That's my preferred name.
My preferred name is the Pickle God.
I go by that umbrella guy, but really, my
I'll
preferred
tell
name
you
is the
once-
Pickle God.
There's like a little bit of the interaction between him and Dave is funny because Dave says some stuff that like, you'll hear. It's funny. You're going to laugh because there's a little bit of like guy stuff going on that women don't really understand, you know, like measuring whose muscles are bigger, and it's funny.
Joe Rogan. He's definitely never been on Joe Rogan, at least as far as I know. That wasn't the same guy I was thinking of. Dave Neal.
There it is. He's like, oh yeah, Dave Neal, the comedian who was on Joe Rogan. And then he's like, nope, never been on Joe Rogan. Yeah, I guess I would call this towel snapping, chat. I would call it, there's some towel snapping going on here.
Is a comedian / journalist who has been following this case closely, really probably since its inception. And he has been the subject of targeted litigation. So far, there has not been a lawsuit filed against him, but there has been basically an injunction against harassment filed against him, and I don't really know what's going on with that. But I have been told by Jane Doe herself that her attorneys are preparing a lawsuit against him for essentially harassment, is what it would be. So this is what Jane Doe said to me. She says, for the last 9 months, Neal has been obsessed, fixated on my personal life, creating a relentless smear campaign against me between his daily YouTube videos, twice daily podcast, and daily Patreon live streams. He has produced hundreds, if not thousands, of hours of content about me. His behavior has crossed well into harassment, and it's been flagged by the LA District Attorney as odd and vexing, which means nothing. And by the way, I've practiced in LA County. I've had experience with the LA District Attorney, and at no time have they ever formally made a finding of behavior being odd and vexing. So I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But I took it in jest because, I don't know who this lady is, and I didn't know who any of these people were until Tuesday. Dave Neal had made mention that I feel like the Tilted Lawyer is just a guy. He's probably a dad. He's got his own law practice. He says he doesn't know anything about the case, which is exactly what happened. I am a dad. Matter of fact, my daughter just graduated high school on Wednesday. And so in the midst of trying to prepare myself for that, which I was not ready for, the prospect of my daughter no longer being
Me
a
either,
child,
man.
essentially. She just turned 18.
Me either. I know
this
how
month.
it feels.
Yeah.
High school graduation.
I know how it feels. I'm right there with them. High school graduation right around the corner.
all in the same month, within a couple of weeks of each other. And so here we are. I've been going through that, and then this case drops on my lap, and I was
I know. I want this smoke ring machine too. What the hell? Where do I get one of these? I need this diffuser that blows smoke rings. I've never seen anything so fun. I want one. Tug, you need one of these too. I know no one can see it, but you need one anyway.
Yeah, you'd be like, whoa, do you see that in the background?
It's
I mean,
so
actually, I've got 6 of them right now. Shit. I mean, why not? Just fucking, I got 20 of them.
intrigued. I was kind of on the fence about covering it, but when I got this email from Jane Doe, I was like, oh, I'm definitely covering it now.
Oh my God. So once again,
She caused it.
she caused it. It's backfiring, and Dingus does the same kind of crap.
Yep.
He will say things, tweet things, and then because he did that, Mike Maricini brings his laptop to an expert, and decides to testify. So both of them are just, they have a problem.
I'll explain why. So she says that Neal's followers have become disturbingly cult-like, echoing his every word and action. He's now encouraging them
It's a
to mass email media outlets, including yours, with a narrative filled with distortions about my life and legal matters. I'm reaching out to set the record straight on a few things that he had his fans put in an email template to you and other members of the media. So this is what she says. She has 4 points. Number 1, harassment claims. Neal's email falsely claims I have filed a lawsuit for harassment against him, which is technically true. She has not filed a lawsuit for harassment, but she definitely filed a motion for a protective order
Yes.
in Maricopa County,
No,
which is
L.A. County. He got that wrong. It's in L.A. County.
not a lawsuit. It's a motion for a protective order
In Arizona.
in Arizona.
In
In reality, I've
LA.
only
In California.
sought an injunction against harassment due to his relentless invasive behavior. Number 2, her second point, identical allegations. The narrative suggests I've made identical allegations against 3 other men, which is completely untrue. Except for Clayton, all my relationships involved mutual acknowledgement of sexual intercourse, and I even dated 2 of these men for over 2 years each, and for a year after
Poor
the
guys.
pregnancies. Initially, Clayton...
Imagine
The
being
me-
stuck with her for 2 years.
It's actually not Dave Neal's claim. It is Greg. We saw Greg Gillespie's emails where he's like, "Oh, yeah, that sound familiar?" So these are their claims. They've made that claim.
Yeah, they have. Honey 2800, thanks to the 5, says, I found LO's perfect man, Detective Higgins from the Reed trial. He is LO level of desperation. Speaking of the Reed trial, I am getting seriously caught up on it. I have been watching everybody's recaps. I'm watching Runkle of the Bailey's recaps, which are hilarious. I'm watching Jeff, Legal Vices. And I have watched the testimony, the rebuttal, not rebuttal, the cross of Jennifer McCabe 3 or 4 times. And Higgins. Higgins is unbelievable too. These people all destroyed their phones. And that is the thing that came out in the Higgins thing that I'm like, another one? Not only destroyed his phone, listen to this, Tug. These are witnesses in the case who all claim Karen Reed killed her boyfriend. Just to get off on a tangent here for a second, but this is so absurd. He is the second person now who's supposedly a witness, who destroyed his phone. And not only did he destroy his phone, he took the SIM card out, cut it or tore it up, put it in a bag, put his cell phone in the bag, then drove to a military base and disposed of it there. Is that normal?
Yeah, it's totally, man. Every time I think, man, you know what I should do today? I should destroy my phone, chop the SIM card. Hey, I'm just going to take it over to the Air Force or whatever base. And...
Like, he wasn't like, he doesn't dump his garbage at the military base all the time regularly. He just decided to dump his phone and the SIM card in at the military base. Like, it's so fishy. It is fishy AF. And I'm gonna, after the Owens trial is over, I may start streaming the defense case in the retrial. I haven't done trial coverage in a while, and that might be where I'm going. Tracy,
that might
sorry,
be
go
interesting.
ahead, Todd.
No, I'm gonna say that might be interesting. I started to look at that, but then I got sidetracked recently. I don't remember what I was sidetracked with. That's something I won't name. But recently, yeah, I got sidetracked. Sorry.
Oh, look at this. IT Goatee Brad, thank you for sending me this link. Check this out. So those of you who want to get the ultrasonic, what is this thing? Hold on, let me put it. It is the ultrasonic, what even is this?
Here,
It's a diffuser. Wait, hold on.
Pull that name up again. I want to see that whole name. That was crazy.
What name? Oh, the
name on
of
that
it?
product. My God.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble with this. It is called, geez, all this weird stuff from China. All right, it is called, hold on, the 300 milliliter ultrasonic volcano flame humidifier, original flame diffuser, volcano lamp aroma diffuser for essential oils diffuser, small fireplace humidifier, fire oil diffuse for home, large room, kids, bedroom. For real. For real, you guys.
I'm going to be like, hey, kids, why don't we get out the 300 milliliter volcanic ash disturber, whatever the fuck you just said. 4 days later.
I know. I mean, here, I'll bring up the picture of it so you guys can see. It's $28. You can get this thing on Amazon. It is, here it is.
God, that name. 300 milliliter ultrasonic volcano flame humidifier, original flame diffuser, volcano lamp aroma diffuser for essential oils diffuser, small fireplace humidifier, fire oil diffuser for home, large rooms, kids' bedrooms. Good God, man.
That obviously has to be some kind of SEO ploy, for search
you know
terms.
it is. You know that's what that is.
It is really cool, though. I got to tell you, this is a fun thing. I may have to get one of these.
It looks like he's spitting a jellyfish up in the air. Awesome.
It does. It does. Tracy Fagan, thanks for the 2, says, there goes Nick's wheel of regrets. Cynic in Chief, thanks for the 2. Tug's coffee is like his haters, steaming and bitter. I love it. I love it. Laura Owens, thanks for the 5. You can definitely gain weight from too much cream with twin emojis. Yes. Wrong kind of cream, though, I think. I could be wrong, but I don't put that kind of cream in my coffee because that would be gross. Wendy Bono says, thanks for the 5. I really enjoy listening to you and Tug stream together. Thanks to all of you shining a light on this so all these men can have their voices heard. Well, I really enjoy streaming with Tug, especially when we can laugh about stuff and not be dragged into an internet war. I prefer it that way. Sabine Simone, thanks for the 5. Laura writes like she is paid per word. It was the realest of pregnancies. It was the fakest of pregnancies. Yes, it's like a Dickens novel. Yes.
I like it. Yeah.
How
More
many
and
babies?
get a piece. Yeah, I like that.
Look at this name. How many babies? How many babies? Thanks for the 2. It's under his lives. It was edited out of the video.
It's Bobby Hill too, is that not? The little freaking avatar they had.
Yes. Laura Owens, thanks for the 2. Say my name. Say my name. All the best. Where's my
Jane
button?
Doe.
All the best. Laura Owens, I'm going to be on Joe Rogan.
I'd love to see
Laura?
that. I'd love to see that note to Joe Rogan talking about how she's pregnant with his twins. Oh my God.
I would too.
Could you
Laura
imagine?
Owens. Laura Owens, thanks for the 5, says, blows smoke rings. Who's he? Oh, it's the machine. Oh, Laura Owens is becoming my favorite chatter. Henrietta Vanderfloof says, Amazon sells that volcano diffuser. I'm excited and no longer chill. Well, Henrietta, calm down. Calm your tits. This is the chill stream. We are chilling tonight, so you must calm your excitement. Debbie Florio, thanks for the 2, says Megan. Need help, get some interns, free labor. You know, I've tried free labor before in other circumstances, and it usually doesn't work out all that well. The only one that has worked out for me so far is IT Goatee Brad, because he's amazing. He's amazing and very smart. Rhea Norman, thanks to the 5, says, in the UK, there was a court case, Vardy v. Rooney, 2 footballers' wives. Vardy's manager dropped her phone in the North Sea. Oops. Yeah, and remember in the Kowalski case, J Hatch a bunch of them dropped their phones in vats of acid. And one of them lost them on some kind of, what was it, a farm in Kansas? A server farm in Kansas. I mean, we had a bunch of jokes about that. Alexandra, my cousin, she says, I want to change my name to Laura Owens too. Well, I think you can do that. I just don't know how. I don't know how to work YouTube. YouTube is difficult for me. It's amazing that I can even figure out how to get a stream going here. That's about the extent of my abilities with YouTube. All right, let's get back to this. So we're going back to Omar here, the tilted lawyer. He's reading an email from Laura Owens that she sent to him preemptively, hoping to stop him from covering her case.
Acknowledged our intercourse, which was not consensual, and the resulting pregnancy. However, after I went public with the pregnancy details, he changed his story, claiming only oral sex occurred to discredit me. I have a lot to say about that. So I've went back and watched the hearings. There was a hearing on October 6th, which is essentially an ex-parte hearing with the judge. Clayton was not present at that hearing. Jane Doe made, I believe she was self-represented at that time, and she made her allegations of harassment and everything, and that was granted temporarily. They had a hearing about 17 days later on the 23rd of October, where it was a full-on evidentiary hearing.
Everybody present.
Yeah, I had a lot to say about that, and I'm going to highlight a portion of the testimony that specifically references the sexual encounter that they had back in May. That comes from her testimony. Clayton was there to testify about it. They had this exchange, and then her attorney, at like the stupidest time, stupid because I wanted to keep going, lodges an objection. Your Honor, this is irrelevant. This is about harassment. We don't need a play-by-play of the sexual encounter. And the judge...
I agree with him. It's like, yeah, we kind of do.
Yeah,
Because she's saying she's pregnant. He's saying it's not possible.
Yep.
And yeah, you've made this an issue in the case, so you kind of do have to go into the details.
Yes, it's a conflicted place because I don't really want to play by play, but yeah.
Yeah, but when you're in court and you are claiming something, you have to allow the other side to cross-examine you on that. And that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
He was trying to cross-examine her, and that judge wouldn't let him because he was all like, ew, it's icky, it's icky. All right, what else do we want? What else do we want to see here? We were at the analyzing a disturbing email. Here we go. Reflections on Jane Doe's actions and intentions. This should be good.
Finishing it.
Oh, I think we heard something.
I have a lot of thoughts on Jane Doe I will share. I don't want to go into that,
We did hear this.
That's how big of a deal this is for me to offer.
Let's move ahead. Because we did hear that.
You know who this reminds me of?
Yeah, we heard that already. Okay. The impact of personal history. Navigating the emotional and legal maze of a high-profile case. The intricacies of miscarriage and legal evidence. That sounds kind of interesting. Exploring the intricacies of a defamation lawsuit. Unraveling the ultrasound controversy. That's pretty interesting. I wonder if he got it right. Should we find out if he got it right? Because it is so, this topic right here is so freaking difficult. And it looks like it only goes on for 2 minutes. So let's go
The
and
rest
see if
of
he
this.
got it right.
So I asked, is the alleged fiber ultrasound the only ultrasound in existence purporting to be of the actual pregnancy? This is her attorney's response. I think Jane Doe will say the fiber ultrasound is something fake that a third party created and then tried to blame on her. I've never actually seen this. And I've certainly seen no evidence that Laura had anything to do with creating it.
This is the email from David Gingras to him.
Wow.
He is literally saying he's never seen it. He's lying because we've all shown it to him.
Yeah. It's been, and people have shown it in commentary. I'm curious if you go through, maybe somebody else could do this. Has anybody else put that into a comment with something? Has he ever responded to a comment with it?
Yeah, I think he keeps, if in, like, to the picture.
Yeah,
That's a
or,
good question.
Yeah, like mentioning, again, has he referenced or has he ever responded to? I mean, there's been a lot of responses, so I'd be curious if somebody has posted. He likes to respond to things on Twitter, so.
He does. That's something Brad might know. Brad's been looking at a lot of his tweets and stuff. Brad, if you happen to see any of those, that would be great to pull up to show that he's a total liar. But of course we know that. We know that the guy is a liar. I mean, every time I hear his voice, this is what I hear behind him when he's speaking. Snake chorus. I got the button. Snake chorus. If you guys have missed it, I have a musical that I have written with Dingus's emails to me, and he is being played by an AI-created Disney villain with snakes that sing his chorus behind him, and Brad made me that button that I can play. If you've missed the musical, make sure you go and watch it. I have uploaded it to my YouTube, both on the video section, and there's a live stream that was debuting the musical. It is hysterical. It is a 13-minute musical version of my emails between me and David Gingras, and it's very funny.
It is. I have to give it hype. It's great.
It's so good. And the snake chorus is so fun. I should have brought up the picture while I was doing it. That's the picture of the snakes while they're singing. I mean, how does it doesn't get better than this. It's so funny. I'm starting to think that if I ever have to leave YouTube, because, that could happen at any moment based on what's been happening lately. If I ever have to, change careers, I think I'm going to go into AI music. I think I'm going to go into making musicals about news stories or something. And just have that be my channel from now on. Just uploading AI-created musicals about news stories. Yeah. Weird Megan Yankovic. Exactly. That's exactly correct. Oh no. Did the Pope, the umbrella guy, did your power go out?
No.
You're just ignoring me.
No, I was looking at something. I was looking something up. I didn't know you said anything to me. My bad. I got looking at his at David Gingras's tweet.
Oh, does he have any new ones we need to see?
No, nothing new. That's what I was checking on, and I haven't looked in a few days. And I was curious. I was looking if he's been liking anything belonging to the case. I was curious. No, he stopped about, I think it was the 24th. As far as that, I haven't gotten through the likes in there, but he seems obsessed with Orange Man.
Oh yeah, he has a ton of Orange Man.
Yeah, that's where he's at right now. He's into the Orange Man.
Yeah, he's like, is that he's into the New York trial right now?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if it's specific. I just see a lot of pictures he's liked about they're just pictures with, oh look, the Orange Man. Oh, the Orange Man again. It's like, okay. I'm glad you spend all day long liking freaking pictures of Donald Trump. For a guy who supposedly hates him, you like a lot of pictures about him.
He does. He does.
This is Jane Doe's response. She says, the fiber ultrasound that Dave Neal has spoken about, and he's got T-shirts about a fiber ultrasound with his attorney on a donkey. I saw that yesterday. It made me laugh. She says, the fiber ultrasound that Dave Neal has spoken about was something he claims was sent to Greg Gillespie in 2021 and has nothing to do with Clayton Echard. I never had an ultrasound with Gillespie and have maintained this from the moment he brought it up in our civil case. My pregnancy was personally confirmed to Greg in a call that he demanded after I took a pregnancy test at One Medical. And I'm happy to have them send you the records that specifically state that. Well, I'd really appreciate that, actually. On my live, I would request, if you got those records, send them to me. I'd love to have it. I would love to see it, because my question
I
was...
saw them on the timeline. I do remember seeing One Medical and one of the documents, and it was talking about that. But that's about like Greg.
But is that ultrasound the same? Is it? I guess my question is there only one ultrasound? I know the fiber one. I know the One Medical one. Are they the same thing?
I don't know.
Chat, are they?
I saw
what
so
do you guys
many
know?
ultrasounds preparing for this case that I don't remember.
There's a whole
Right?
bunch.
Right? That's how everybody feels about it. Like I don't know. I've seen so many ultrasounds. How could you know which one was which? You know?
It's hard to keep up with the changing narratives. You know, this narrative's flip flopped all over the place. It's like, what exactly is the narrative today?
It's incredible. Who knows? It keeps switching. It keeps flipping all over the place.
Yep.
Hey guys, there's 1,200 of you here right now, which amazing. Thank you for being here. I actually didn't expect all of you tonight with all the crazy news going on everywhere else, and with the craziness and the burning down of everything happening. I didn't
Only you
expect
can
to see this many of you.
Yeah. Only you can prevent forest fires. Yeah.
That is correct. And I'm really proud of all of you for being here watching this other topic instead of the 8,000 other live streams about that other topic. And please hit the like button. We only have 557 likes right now, and 1,200 of you are here. So hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am very close to 45,000 subscribers, and that would be really fun. I think we could get there tonight, actually. We absolutely needed a break. We absolutely needed something else to think of and talk about, and and not be involved in the absolute dumpster fire that is happening right now. So I'm proud of you all. I'm proud of you all. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, thank God. Get down on your knees. Get down on your knees right now and pray to God that you are thankful and grateful that you have no idea what is going on in the rest of the YouTube sphere right now. Just trust me on that. Trust me on that. You don't want to know. Okay. Here we go.
My only point in saying that was she has to produce a credible ultrasound showing the pregnancy, because it's not reasonable to me that somebody would be pregnant for 5 months and only have one that she altered. That's not reasonable. It doesn't lend to credibility. As a judge, I would need to see a little bit more. It's going to be highly relevant. Dominic, what you got for me?
Nothing. I'm waiting to see if chat sends.
Oh, you got to stop looking at me like that, dude.
I love how I love how he has a staff.
Yeah.
I guess he must be a really. You know what the thing is? I bet he's a good lawyer, and he's got all his lawyer funds to pay people to do. It's probably people who work for him. It's fantastic. It's nice to be able to have someone watch your. I know. Can you imagine having somebody watching your chat all the time and bringing stuff to your attention constantly? What a wonderful way to do a show that would be.
Or like thumbnail creator. Man.
Tug, can you go in the private chat and bring up that the tweets that Brad is dropping in there? so we can put them on the, because I'm blocked and I can't see them, but we need to go over these because these are some I don't think I've shown on this program. You probably have, but I want to show them because they're funny.
Okay, give me 1 second. Locking them both. All right, I'll give you, I'll just do them in order. There's 2 there.
Tough Ears says, do I have to get on my knees? Because I may not be able to get up again. That's what Jane Doe said.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes, anything said in this is construed with an allegedly. We'll just do a
Yes.
blanket statement allegedly, and we'll
Allegedly.
we'll kick it all the way to the beginning, all the way to the end. There, allegedly.
That's right. All of these things that we're saying are all of our opinions, protected under the First Amendment, and everything you hear is alleged until proven in a court of law. All right, let's see. All right, Tug. Let's see how do I get this up here? Here we go. Oh, are you ready?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right,
Yeah, I'm
let's see. Let me make this. Let me embiggen. That's what she said. Okay, Rebecca, I honestly don't think Mr. Gingras has seen the OOP hearing, the Order of Protection hearing. It seems like he doesn't know that Laura sent Clayton and Dave Neal, for that matter, a sonogram that she claimed was hers that was from at least 20 plus weeks. That was the one that ended up on the costume meme. And he says, you are correct. I haven't seen the hearing. I don't have unlimited time. This is also why the lack of communication with Woodnick and a lack of disclosure has been so inappropriate. It's an issue we may need to raise on appeal if it gets that far. So many rules ignored.
That's obviously been brought up as a topic. They are going to decide about the order of protection. He knows all of that information is out there. He doesn't want to look at it. He's like, I haven't seen it. Of course not. What are you talking about? I have limited time. With all those 12-hour blogs that I write.
Yeah, he has time to tweet and blog. Thanks, Stir Crazy. Hey, Stir Crazy, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you here. It's been a minute. It's funny when some chatters come in and out for a while. Like, people have been there like every day, and then they're gone for a while, and then they come back. It's like, oh, where have you been? It's not that it's any of my business. It's not any of my business.
It's totally your business, Megan. What are you talking about?
It's not my business.
Where have you been?
Rhea Norman, thanks for the 2, says, are they going through the evidence blow by blow? Blow by blow.
Man.
That's what she said.
Phrasing?
Yeah, I do think that's what they are doing. That's the only way to do it.
God,
in
I
this
almost
case.
said that's spot on. And then I was like, no.
Don't talk about spots.
Don't talk about one thing I learned, don't talk about basketball and dribbling either. Lord God. That was the most damaging thing ever. Now I can never watch the NBA again. Fuck.
Because you
People
know
were talking
how
about
all men dribble.
They were talking about the WNBA. I was like, well, at least there's not any dribbling in that. Maybe I will watch it.
I almost spit coffee out onto my keyboard. Tug. You make me take a spit take. No. Not that.
Oh, I was about to make a Laura joke.
Where's my scream? David, would that apply to all of LO's past lawyers who presented false, altered, fake evidence to court? I honestly ask that because in my limited knowledge, it would have to be at least knowingly false, right? Also, are you worried if that's the case given this case history? And he says, so this is the crazy thing I don't think most people understand, because nobody understands anything according to him. Things like the PP sonogram, the Planned Parenthood sonogram, which Laura has admitted to editing, were never present to any court. Oh, that's a lie. Clayton's fans keep claiming otherwise, but they are just wrong from what I can see. I like how he puts this from what I can see here.
From what I can see.
Because it is wrong. He is wrong. It was actually submitted into court, and she testified to it during her deposition. So if it wasn't submitted into court, well, then she lied. But I know that it was submitted by one of her attorneys whose first name, I believe, was Beverly. I can't, or I think. I think I'm wrong on the attorneys' names, but it's one that we're not that familiar with. But in the deposition, it came out. Yeah. So, Also said that.
I was gonna. Oh, did I pull that up too? Did I pull that down too fast?
No. I was just checking notes. Brad's sending me notes. Okay. I'm gonna go through a couple more super chats. Laura Owens, thanks for the 5, says, but Mommy Jan said spitters are quitters and swallowers get dollars.
You know what? I didn't roll it up to the. I didn't roll it up to the top of that. I should have rolled all the way.
Oh, are
up
there more?
Because, well, no, it was. You could tell that was a reply. So I was looking at the. He's taking shots at.
Oh, he's claiming. Yeah, this one I didn't understand because, and I feel like. I don't know if I need to see like the entire transcript because I remember her saying at one point that it was something about the size of a hand or fist. And I think he pulled out these pieces of the transcript where it looks like she's saying, no, they're smaller than a hand. And I think she's changed her story a couple times. At one point it's hand size, then it's fist, then it's no smaller, less than the size of my hand. But these tiny little things that then we saw a picture of, you would never describe them as smaller than my hand. You would describe them as maybe the tip of my finger, right? Not smaller than any hand. Like
I'm having flashbacks to the pictures. Ugh.
I know.
Like,
There are things. I wonder if he goes through that. Oh God, did they send him the picture? Oh.
You know that song, Once, Twice, 3 Times a Lady?
Yes.
Once, twice, 3 times a baby. Small in my hand. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know about this, and I don't think that Greg Woodnick did any kind of lying in court. I think it's really hard to keep her story straight. That's what I think, because her story's changed.
I can't keep it straight. I'm like, what's going on today again? What's the narrative? I forget. Like,
Yeah,
what are we locked into?
Who can keep this straight? Okay, so then scroll down. What happens after this?
That was the part you just read just a minute ago. That was the.
Oh, okay. So he's saying maybe it should be a rule that lawyers can't lie to the court. It is a rule, you dumbass. You can't lie to the court. So if it turns out, if you're saying that Greg Woodnick lied to the court and you can prove that, well, he can be sanctioned for it. And so can all the other lawyers if they've lied to the court. So this is just all garbage. He's acting like it's not a rule to lie to the court. This is stupid. This guy is unbelievable.
It's totally not a rule. He's like, it's totally not real. Oh my God. Laura Gingras.
And by the way, again, a blanket apology to all of you in the chat who have suffered a miscarriage. A blanket apology for this woman and her gall to do this stolen motherhood valor act. It's gross, and I'm sorry for those of you who it brings up these memories of your miscarriages, because I always see you guys in there talking about, you ladies in there talking about these miscarriages you've had, and what a terrible thing. By the way, hello to Rumble. I'm glad to see you over there in the Rumble ghetto. Thanks for being here. And I appreciate you. And locals, by the way, my locals chat is open, meganfox.locals.com. And the fun part about the locals chat is that you can share memes, you can share pictures, you can drop links. And if you want to become a locals member, it's only $5 a month. I do not think I have a promo code going right now. I think they're all expired. I'll have to do that soon. But for $5 a month, it's a pretty good deal. And you can try it for 1 month, and if you don't like it, you can quit, and I will still like you. You can still come and hang out for free on YouTube and chat for free and all that. But locals is a lot of fun. And I think after this, if I have time after this, I may do a locals only stream tonight where we read a couple more chapters in Greg Anderson's book. So we're reading his book on locals, and I may do that tonight because I haven't done story time in a while. So maybe after this we will do a bedtime story and do I think we're on chapters 7 and 8 of the helicopter crash, the GE disaster that he It was a landmark winning case. Greg Anderson won like $70 million for his clients in that one. It was a negligence case. So, yeah, might be fun. We'll do that after. All right. Let's go back to Mr. Volcano Man.
Point. I've known people that have been pregnant and have never gotten a sonogram, ultrasound, whatever.
Really?
Or people that have gone to one, confirm that they're pregnant and never go back.
Well,
again.
there's also accounts of women, hey, I didn't know I was pregnant until I sat on the toilet and then a baby fell out.
Yeah, I have a real problem with that also. I don't know if I believe those people. I don't know. How can you not know you're pregnant? I know, I've seen the shows. I know, but almost all of them, they appear to be extremely overweight.
That's actually what happened. I learned from Laura Owens that I didn't know I was pregnant. Yeah. I mean, you laugh, but you know what? I'm like, that COVID was not the reason that I put on weight. No, I was pregnant 18 months. I don't know how it is.
18 months.
Yeah.
Stir Crazy says, I don't get it. You feel it move. Exactly. And that's why I have been pregnant 3 times. There is no way I wouldn't have known I was pregnant. And I'm not a real tiny person. Well, I'm like a small, short person, but I'm kind of overweight. I felt every kick. And I could understand, like, even if you're super overweight, you don't feel that? You don't feel your bladder being jumped on and bounced on? I don't understand that at all. Like what's going on in your gastrointestinal situation where a baby kicking you could feel normal in any way? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get not knowing you're pregnant until you sit on the toilet and just a baby falls out.
What a surprise. Whew.
Now, I'm not
imagine
5'7". I'm 5'3". I'm very short. Chat.
It's funny. I'm
Just
like
letting you know.
6'5".
I would be like half of Tug's size.
Carry around in a backpack. You're like, we're doing a live stream today.
Carrying me around in
It'd be like a live conference when we're going to a convention. Yeah, I'll carry you around. We could dress like a Master Blaster from like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Oh God, I gotta pull up a picture of that. That'd be perfect. Let's see.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if Tug was carrying me around in a backpack? That's funny. That's so funny
You
stuff.
right on my shoulders like Master Blaster. I'm telling you, that'd be amazing. God, where's the good picture? I'd have you screaming like, "Who runs Bartertown?" I'd be like, "Tug runs Bartertown." That'd be crazy. Oh man, here it is. Yeah, check this out. We'd be right around like, oh my God, where is it? Here it is. Oh shit, share. There we go. Be right around like that.
What in the hell?
Yeah, it's Master Blaster. You'd be right around on my shoulders like that, you know. You'd be like, "Who runs Bartertown?" I'd be like, "Tug runs Bartertown." Oh man, hell yeah. That'd be great for your live stream. I'm gonna dress like that too. I'm a free
that's
nipple
funny.
and everything.
The
yeah.
free the nipple.
Yeah, I'm free
I will
nipple.
not do that, though,
Hashtag
Chat.
Tug's tits. You'd be like,
I will-
oh my God. You know what's awesome? Look at that extra back there. Like, what the fuck am I in? And she's that's how every convention person would be. Maybe drumming on my hat. Shit.
The only thing is that mask needs to be red and white, and then we.
Yeah, we have to color it right. Hey, color coordination. Oh, yeah. Oh my God.
I like this. Look at this screenshot of him rubbing his head.
He's like, I too have a brain worm.
Yeah.
Kennedy, I feel for you.
All right, let's see. Where are we at here? Exploring the intricacies of pregnancy claims and legal evidence. Engaging with the community, reading super chats. That might actually be funny. Let's
So,
hear
Yeah.
this.
Some people want you to read super chats. So if you go to viewer activity on the thing right there, should pop up soon. There you go.
He doesn't
They want
even
you to
he
read
doesn't
some
know
of
how to
those.
read his super
Oh,
chats.
look at-
He doesn't know how to read his super chats. What?
There's
Look at that.
money
All of these
hidden on
super
this
chats. I'll
tab.
read them right now.
Look, he doesn't. Is he not used to getting super chats? Maybe he's not. Ooh, you know what? If he got a ton of super chats, maybe he'll keep on doing this story. Look at his reaction, Tug. Watch his reaction to how many super chats there are.
They want you to read some of those.
Oh, look at that. All of these super chats. I'll read them right now. Pond Scum Posse. Thank you so much. Just thank you for
Pond scum
The
posse,
Pod
baby.
Scum Posse.
covering this case. You're welcome, sir. I will like your. Well, I don't know if I can. I don't know how this works, man. Brian Wilson says the LO timeline on Padlet.
How does he not know how this works? How long
Hey
has
man,
this guy
you
been
remember
on
like
YouTube?
when you first were discovering all that wonderful stuff? You're like, oh my god, people gave me support.
Yeah,
here?
but I
That's
don't think that
amazing."
he's a new YouTuber. I don't think he's new. So maybe his channel just got monetized recently. I don't know, but it's funny.
Jade, page 325, title, subject, the final opportunity to consider abortion. This is her email where, that's the one that we read, right? Is that where you told me that, hey, you got to read this thing?
Yeah.
This is her email where she says how tight she, yeah.
My God.
When a woman says stuff like that, man, you got to know that as men, it's the equivalent of you girls getting a dick pic.
Yep. Yep.
I just want you to know that.
It's just,
Yep.
oh, I mean, especially in the context of the discussion, though, it makes it even worse. You know? Oh
yeah.
my! I mean,
Yeah, no, he's absolutely right. I can't believe I didn't think of that connection. It is the same as a dick pic. Telling a man anything about your genitalia, it's the same thing. Like, gross. Don't do it. It's weird and terrible and uncomfortable and unwanted. You know?
I mean,
Ugh.
it's just, hey, let's talk about abortion, If we get together, by the way, yeah, let me tell you about how tight it is down there.
Gross!
Yeah.
Tug, stop it! Stop using that voice. It makes me cringe. Stop right now. Where's my screaming goat? Stop.
I mean, I don't want someone conjuring up, like sentence before, conjuring up babies in my mind. That's bad. Then abortion, and then being like, ooh, yeah. No.
Yeah, like in the same sentence as abortion, she's talking about the tightness of the I can't even say it. Like, I can't. I'm like, ugh. Yick.
Oh, no.
Yick.
Yeah. I mean, oh, God. It could be, it's like, have you ever been to Mammoth Cave? You know, there's a tight spot called Dead Man's Squeeze? Get in there. Yeah. Oh, shit.
Oh,
That's true, by the way. There really is.
oh my God. Dead man squeeze?
Yeah.
That
They have
we
a
should-
fat man squeeze, too.
The dead man squeeze. We should start calling. That's what we should start referring her to her as. Instead of Jane Doe, let's just call her Dead Man Squeeze.
Dead man squeeze. Oh, no.
Oh, this flirting technique she has is very bad. Yes, the chat's pointing out that the flirting technique is not on point.
I'm telling you.
It's literally
I could
Go
think it's
ahead.
just terrible. She's like, when you mop the floor and you wring it out into the
Ew! Ew, stop! Stop! Don't make it worse. Oh, Tug. I'm never going to recover from this.
You're like, I'm never gonna mop again. Either. Mopping glove, damn it.
You're like, you know what this is like?
Wet ass P word.
Yeah, it's like Ben Shapiro
Wet
reading
bitch.
lyrics from disgusting.
Extra large and extra hard.
Yeah, cease and I'm gonna write a cease and desist on you, Tug. Cease and desist. These disgusting mental pictures. Good Lord.
the equivalent. This is her email where she says how tight, yeah, and hasn't had sex. And it's like, really? That's what we're going with? That's like the equivalent of like a guy saying, oh, I'm so big. Look at this picture. And thank you so much, Brianne, for this the super chat. What are they called? They're called super chats. You know, Dave Neal has a
Yeah, I don't think this poor man has ever gotten a super chat before.
Does he do lives though, or does he do videos? If he
that's a
doesn't do
good
lies, then
question.
yeah, I'm just curious. Does he do a lot of lives or prep video?
I think he does. Well, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he decided to do this live because it was so. Let me see. I bet he'll do lives after this though. If he didn't before, he's probably gonna. Let's see. It looks like he does lots of lives. Well, not lots. He's done over a year or 11 months. He's done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Yeah. So if you're only doing 12 lives a year, you may not be getting super chats. Yeah. And it looks like this one is the biggest one he's ever had with 9,000 views. His other ones, he had like a 3,200 views, 1,200 views. And then before that, his biggest one was like 1,400 views. And the rest of them have been kind of around 300, 400. So maybe he'll do more of them. So this is
I look like
hilarious.
I love all the pictures of where he's. Every time you stop, it looks like he's having a freaking brain aneurysm. He's like, no. God,
I know
stop.
every single time I pause, that's the face.
Yeah, I mean, understandably.
Oh, this is so funny. I'm loving his interaction with the super chats. This is funny.
scones and breadsticks fund. I was thinking that we should start the whiskey fund.
Okay.
Make
No,
a Patreon.
no,
Dave Neal has a
No,
Patreon.
not
No,
LawTube and then a whiskey
no,
fund. No, it's a
no.
mistake.
Go back.
Yeah.
No whiskey drinking lawyers.
Yeah, but you said he
No.
also, he was like, I'm part of LawTube. No.
Yeah, he's
whiskey
I'll
fund.
accept it.
No.
I'm like, no whiskey funds.
No,
We're
it's
gonna
cursed. Sonnet medallion. No.
No. Next thing you know, those two girls in your studio are going to be coming home with you. Watch
No.
out. No.
Never. No.
No. I just would like to put out a reminder that polyamorous relationships all end in one way: disaster. Just that's your public service announcement for today. Polyamory is a very, very bad idea.
No, it's all great ideas. Do it, glad. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. It sounds like a good idea to some people, but in reality, it ends very badly. And that is not to say that I'm not saying that's what was happening in the other situation. That's all alleged, and I don't know. I have absolutely no information about that whatsoever. I'm just pointing out that in general, stay far, far away from polyamorous relationships, folks. Don't invite that kind of trouble in your life.
It's like life tries to balance. You're like, here's a +1, and it's like, here's a -1. It's like, oh no.
Jill wants us to know that the two girls are attorneys. Well, that's good to know. I knew they were probably like his partners in law, probably like at his office.
Just the way they were discussing case-wise and stuff and prepping, it sounded like.
What am I missing, MG? What did I miss? Oh, MG Law get all the jokes out now so we leave the station later. Have I missed some jokes? I thought I was paying attention to the chat. If you don't want me to miss your funny jokes, send 99 cents with it and it will highlight and I won't miss them. And in fact, speaking of super chats, I guess we should get to a couple of them here too. Heather Bow, thanks for the Canadian too, says the movie Liar Liar was probably based on him. Jan Dingus. Yeah. That would be funny. We could pull some funny memes from Liar Liar. McCrae, thanks for the 10. Megan, that lady on the left just had a baby recently. She seems way more skeptical and sounds like she did a lot more reading. LOL. Yeah, women don't take the crap in this case. Cynic in Chief, thanks for the 2, says, I heard that Mr. Monograph is doing an expose on LO. Really? What? Is that for real? Is that a joke?
Not.
That can't
Probably
be
not.
real.
I'm sure that's.
Laura Owens, thanks for the 5, says, let's not get on our knees. That's how all this started. Oh.
All the best.
Tease T, gifted 10. Megan Fox memberships. Holy cow. Welcome to the Fox Den, all 10 of you. I don't know who you are, but welcome, welcome. It's weird here, but you'll get used to it. We try to stay positive, though, even through the weirdness and the dumpster fires that happen all around us while the world is burning. We're going to try to continue laughing. That's what we do here. Tracy Fagan, thanks for the 5. We needed Twin Peaks Crazy Night tonight. Yep. I agree. Tease
Twin Peaks.
Tease T, thanks for the 10, says,
All the best.
I love it. I love that button. That button is getting overworked, I think, but it's okay. I love it. Sabine Simone became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den, Sabine. Thanks for being here. That is the scariest sound on earth.
It is. It scared the crap out of me the first time I heard it. I was like, what the fuck? Am I being attacked from outside? The woods are dark and scary.
The woods are dark. Oh my God. So the other night I'm on the phone with Tug. We're just chatting, and I'm out on my deck, and it was late. It was probably after the stream. It was late at night. And I live in the woods. I live in rural New York. I live on a mountain. There are woods and, forests behind me, and it's very close to nature. And I'm sitting on my screened-in porch, and I've got Tug on speakerphone, and I am hearing something screeching in the background, something I have never heard before. And I'm like, Tug, what is that sound? Do you hear it? I'm like, I don't know if you can hear it, but let me try and see if you can hear it.
You could hear it too. I was like, geez, man,
Oh, and actually, we weren't actually on the phone. We were texting, because I remember I actually just recorded it.
That's right. Yeah, you recorded a sound bite of it. You're like,
I hit record, and I'm like, can you hear that thing? It's not a fox. It's definitely something screaming. I've never heard this before, though, and it just kept going.
I thought it sounded like a bobcat, personally. But
yeah, so I've never heard a bobcat before, but I know we have them here. We have bobcats here. We have big cats, but I've never seen one except for on like one of the local pages where people put, animal sightings and whatnot, because occasionally there's a bear, a black bear or whatever. That sound, I was so happy that you could identify it for me, because it was starting to freak me out.
Yeah.
It sounded like a roar, but different. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know. I guess you'd have to look it up on YouTube to hear how a bobcat sounds. But it kept going. Like, it just went on and on and on and never stopped. That's how I knew it wasn't a fox, because you'll only hear a fox do that little screamy thing like once or twice, maybe 3 times. But this went on for like a solid half hour. It was weird.
damn it, peacocks are creepy too. They make some freaky noises.
Do they?
Yes, yeah. I remember the first time I ever heard peacocks, I walked under a tree and it was filled with peacocks. I wasn't paying attention. I was just the birds or something. And all this freaking screaming. I was, oh my God. Thought I was being attacked by something.
I hear little ones.
Yes.
Did you not open cheese sticks?
I feel like there's 2 of them. So one of them is narking the other one out or something.
I think they're fighting. You can go take care of it. I'll get through the rest of the super chats.
Yeah, I'll be back in a second.
Okay. Laura Owens, thanks for the super, says, I knew I was pregnant 6 weeks before it happened. Well, of course you did. Of course you did. I wouldn't expect anything else. My Stream Deck just fell off its... This is so weird. It just fell off its little platform thing. That is bizarre. See if I can fix that. Well, it's going to have to wait. All right. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. Sarah Adams says, thanks for the 2. Why are we watching this kilt tool? I kind of liked it. I don't know. I'm having fun. I think he's interesting and funny. Sarah says, Tug, it's called Fat Man's Misery at Mammoth. That's funny. Maybe that's a different one. Tracy Fagan, thanks for the 2. Should we blow up his subscriptions? Well, if you want to, I think he deserves it for putting 4 hours into this story, don't you think? Fallen Hero 4567, thank you for the generosity in gifting 1 Megan Fox membership. And Hellcat, you also did 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Welcome to all of you guys who just got your new memberships. I appreciate you. Let me get back to the chat and see what jokes I've missed. Amy says, I'm digging the tilted lawyer in his take. Yeah, I think it's funny. So it's called the tilted lawyer. I have pinned this particular stream at the top of my chat. So if you want to go and give him a click and subscribe, you can go do that over there.
Oh Lord!
All right, so tell me what happened. What was it this time?
My youngest, she had gotten a fake doctor kit, and she was running around, and she had and it has a fake syringe. And my eldest was like, "Oh my God, where did that come from?" She thought it was real or something. So, and I was like, well, props if you ever found it. I don't know how you would find that. Nobody has any sharps used it here, but. I was like, hey, props to you for making sure it was real.
Yeah, right,
real.
right. No, I remember my kids used to love those little fake doctor sets. In fact, I think I still have one that I put in a box in the basement because I couldn't stand to give it away. I used to love watching. They would do it on the dog. And we had this German Shepherd at the time. His name was Moose, all white. And he was the most patient animal on earth. And those kids would go over with the stethoscope and the little fake shot thing, and like they would just go crazy on the dog, and he would just sit there. He would just sit there and do anything they wanted. I loved that.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
still yelling at each other.
I was looking up to see if any of those kids comes with like a sonogram. I'm just curious.
Yeah, watch out for the fake doctor kits. You could be raising a little Laura Owens. No, I don't think that's the case. That can't possibly happen. I mean, this has got to be so rare. So rare to do this. The chat is noticing the lawyer has very beautiful eyes. Yeah, he does. What are they, gray? Are those gray? Like, they don't even look blue. They look gray, maybe. I'm not even, or light green? It's interesting.
Goodness. There are, eggs. My oldest she's like, I'm making eggs. And the little one was like, make me some eggs. Sissy's not made. She's like, I made eggs. Make me some more. I was like, oh my God.
Jenny wants to know, could you do the local stream for members on YouTube, please? You mean yeah. If I do one after the show, I'll do it for members only as well on YouTube. That's a good idea. All right, let's go back to this.
We should make a Patreon and put like I don't know. We'll put. There's a lot of stuff we could put on that doesn't go onto these channels, but give the people something different. Winks says the Fiverr logo was found on the sonogram from Greg's case, not Clayton's. Oh,
yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Did not know that. I was thinking this whole time the Fiverr thing was from Clayton's.
Clayton.
Yeah, so I'm mistaken on that one. That makes sense, especially in light of her attorney's response. That wasn't really a thing in this case. I get it. And thank you so much, Winks, for the $5. Jermaine Down says, for a supposedly high-risk pregnancy, she never sought out any OB care to monitor the pregnancy. That's where she lost. Yeah, I agree. She claims to have had ovarian cancer in the past. I read text messages where she thought she was going to have an ectopic pregnancy. And she does not seek out additional monitoring or ultrasounds to be extra careful that this may be a high-risk pregnancy. I understand where Jermaine is saying that's where he lost her. Yeah, I agree. That doesn't make any sense for somebody that is aware of these conditions to not go seek extra attention, ultrasounds.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And guess what I just discovered? Tilted Lawyer has made a shorter video with all the clips from this live stream. Check it out. Wait. TTL wedding loan? No, wait. I thought it was. I thought it had her picture on it. Hold on. Yeah, this one.
In the house. Just said that you haven't done that.
Why is it so dark in there on this one? Look how dark it is. What happened? The lighting went really
sell
purple.
the house, take by that guy or whatever.
Okay, so this must be like the here.
The typical way that these kind of hearings work is
course, I haven't reviewed this, so who knows? But this is a shorter one that he did of clips of the big long one that we're going through. So there is one that's like a little shorter. You guys can go review on his channel as well.
Actually, play the big one if you have time. I mean, just put it on the background. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It gives
we're
you
going...
listen time, and it does help a channel out for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think this is really interesting, and I love watching I love the real reaction of somebody going through this case, piece by piece by piece, and having these oh shit moments, Yeah. It's really great. Oh, the purple light was his After Dark stream. Everyone would make fun of me if I went that dark. In fact, every time my lighting is low because I'm tired of the light in my face, people complain. Not that I should care about any of that, right? I should just do what I want to do. I'm sitting in the dark right now. I always sit in the dark with only the light of my computer screen when I'm off camera, because the big light it's kind of harsh in the face sometimes. It starts to wear on my eyes. Tug never has that problem. Tug is always able to sit in whatever lighting he wants.
That's
which
right,
is nice.
man. I can do whatever the hell I want over here. I like it.
I like it too. I like our Tuesday and Thursday streams where I get to turn the camera off and just be a voice.
Yep.
I personally, that was always my dream. My dream was always to be on the radio, AM talk radio.
I always wanted to be a ghost then. Ghostologist.
Ghostologist. Stay away from the Sonichu medallions, though. Do me a favor.
I still want to know about that. I want to know, do I need any kind of certification for it?
To be a ghost doctor?
Mm-hmm. Ghost Doctor MD.
Ghost Doctor MD. I don't know, but I kind of like that guy's grift, whatever it is. I mean, it's working for him.
I thought, man, that's slick, honestly. I was pretty impressed
working
by
for him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody can see my hair on the radio, but that's good because my hair is a mess today, which is fantastic. It's just piled on top of my head. I have not taken it down all day, and I don't even care. I'm having hair problems recently because the weather's changing. It's super humid, and then all my products have to change, and my hair is starting to just hate it. It hates this weather. My hair is always better in the winter when it's drier. And when it gets humid, the curls start to fall out. You're probably going to see me with straighter hair more recently, because I'm going to start blow drying it. But then, because it's been so rainy and humid, it starts to frizz. I can't win.
This is so weird. I was looking up kid toy, doctor kits, because I was curious if they came with a sonogram. Look at this. This is so bizarre. You get these weird hits in here. Check this out.
Oh, wait, let me put this up.
This is totally random. But look, it's all toys, except then you get down here, I was like, $1,600. Or
what is
$1,000. Yeah, it's a deluxe casualty simulation kit. I was like, that's not a kid's toy. Wait a minute.
What is that?
That's if you're in training,
for
you want to have
or something. Oh, I see. Cops would use that. They would pay $1,100 to simulate injuries for.
It's one of these things is not like the other, though. It's everything
that is so
there.
Weird.
Yeah.
Wow, these fake doctor kits got a lot more advanced since I bought one. Oh, there's the one. Do you see the one for $584? That's the one, the little Fisher Price one. That's the one that my kids always had.
Team U. It's probably as big as my fingernail in real life. It came from Team U.
Yeah, right. Team U is such a ripoff, and it's all slave labor.
I've seen some stuff. Somebody thought it would be funny. I was making fun of Team U, and somebody sent me some crap to my old P.O. box. And it was the worst garbage ever. They were like, ha ha, enjoy it. I only spent $20 and got you 7 things.
Yeah. Yeah, that team, they just did a Saturday Night Live skit about that, about not worrying about the slave labor. This was only $5. No slave labor. And then the model's face kind of changes, what? Wait, what? Don't worry about the kids in the factory. And then wait, what? Hey, there's a note inside my vest. And they're like, don't worry about that. It's true. Those Temu places and anything you're buying from China makes me feel weird about it, you know?
Nardo's comment, I'm a ghostologist. I also do OBGYN work at the Motel 6.
Yeah, I would probably never get my hair chemically straightened though, because I like it. I like my waves and curls, but in this, when it gets to be this real humid weather, it gets real difficult to deal with. So yeah, you're probably going to see me in a lot more slick back or braids, or just because I can't deal. I can't spend all that time doing it and then it looks terrible in 3 hours.
Totally my hair. That's what I go for.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Becky.
God. Oh, my hair is so beautiful.
That is my signal to move on.
or whatnot. I don't know. Winks also says the judge made her sign HIPAA release. No real records found everywhere. Right. And so she did sign HIPAA releases, and they've been trying to find these records. They just don't exist.
Nope.
Which is problematic for me. Which is why
You
I keep
think?
saying, just give me one exhibit where you can tell me, and I will believe you that you reasonably thought you were pregnant or were pregnant. Not even thought, just that you were, or whatever, thought something. I agree with Winks. Rainbow just gave.
But it does not exist. Which is what we have been saying.
That's the thing. when I was looking at that judge's decision that came down, I got the feeling the judge kind of understands that too.
Oh yeah, I get that feeling as well. She's a mother. She has children. I just don't. Well, now I'm not going to say that there's no way that she could not get away with this. Like she might still get away with it. The law is a tricky thing. And I am definitely not feeling, I don't know what to think about what the judge is going to do. I think I know what the judge thinks, but it's going to depend on what she's allowed to do by law. And like we all want her to impose sanctions and all of that, but I don't know I couldn't guess what the likelihood of her doing that is going to be. And this is why June 10th is going to be really important to pay attention. And I will be there. I will be reporting from inside the courtroom. And hopefully I will be able to, I'm going to try and get permission to live tweet, because we are not going to be able to live stream. We will have that court recording, though, right after it's done. And so I will get it uploaded as fast as I can and get it out there, and we'll do a live stream probably from Arizona. However, I'm going to try and get permission to at least live stream. Sherry B, thanks for the huge super chat. Thanks for the 20. Bobcats sound hella spooky. Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I was freaked out. I was like, Tug, you're the country guy. What the hell am I listening to? I'm from Chicago. Like, there's no bobcats in Chicago, unless, you go to the zoo. So, yeah, I don't know how to identify these weird animals in the middle of the night freaking me out.
That's weird as like a kid, out in the country. It's hard for people to imagine now, as a younger kid, like having a 20 gauge shotgun and walking around by yourself over, like lots of acreage and running into things like that the first time hearing it. You're like, oh my God, is it haunted out here?
Yeah. Well, like coyotes are scary enough. Like coyotes, they're when they start howling, that'll freak you out too. Especially because they will. My husband was one time hunting, and it started to get dark, and he was sitting in the woods and about to pack it up, and a coyote real close started howling, and then they all broke out around him. He was surrounded without knowing it. They had crept up on him,
Yeah,
That's a freaky feeling to be in the middle of the wood. Luckily, he had a gun and whatever, but
That's what
you
I'm
don't
saying.
want to get attacked by a pack of coyotes
That's
either.
That's why sometimes I pack the Syrian AK.
Really?
For real, I ain't kidding.
Yeah,
never
you're
know when you never know when you need an implement of war. It's just,
Well, interestingly enough, when people say there's no reasonable use for that, like, well, I could think of one.
yeah,
Surrounded by coyotes or wolves, yeah, you might need something that shoots fast.
wild boar, man. I mean, I want to be able to do whatever I can. Yeah.
I have heard coyotes attacking, and it is terrifying.
The worst thing is so tragic too. Like out in the country, people like to just a second. Give me 1 second. Man,
No, you're good.
They are a fun time today.
That's all
Telling on
right.
each other.
It's all right. I totally get it. And Tug's a dad first. He's got to take care of it. Shop Girl 1071A says, Megan, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it Victim Zero's attorney who reached out to Woodnick to make the connections of all 4 victims? No, actually, what happened was during her deposition, Laura gave the name of Victim Zero.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, cool. They're good.
Yeah, they were just yelling down. They were arguing again. Dad has to decide. Like I have to hand down the ruling on whatever they're arguing about.
Right. You have to be the judge. You have to be the
Yes.
judge in the case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Who gets to
Yeah,
own
and you're
this
like-
popsicle? There's only
Yeah, and you're
one.
like, yeah.
Denied. Sit down.
Yeah. I get it. This
Bill-
one is usually me, though, with my kids.
Don't get brazen with me.
I like to pull the Judge Schrader out. Don't get brazen with me.
Now mine is like they were yelling, "There's one popsicle, Dad. Who gets it?" I was like, "Me. If y'all don't decide amongst yourself." That was my answer. So,
Shopper
shut the door real
wants to
fast.
know if Laura, she wants to know if Victim Zero's attorney reached out to Woodnick to make the connections, but no, that's not how it worked. Laura actually dropped his name in a deposition, and then we saw the emails that Greg Woodnick sent to the lawyer. So he found the attorney and reached out to that attorney, and it looks like he had a conversation. I can't tell. It looks like they talked before the email or either. I don't know. I can't tell, but
oh, hey, we were talking about creepy. So the worst thing, and this is so tragic, out in the middle of nowhere, people like to drive out and they dump their animals. They dump dogs. Well,
oh no. Oh
yeah,
my
and
God.
what do you think happens to them? They go out and they get hungry and they attack things. So they become like dangerous because after they get desperate enough, they'll attack. They'll get together in groups. They'll attack cattle. I mean, it's awful stuff, man. And I hate that. That is. When you were talking about that one politician that talked about her dog, and I don't want to get into that, but that whole
Yeah,
thing.
the gravel pit situation.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm like, you get wild dogs, and sometimes you have to deal with that, and it's horrified. Like I thought about that when she was I was like, that's nothing I ever want to brag about. I don't want to write an expose.
Also, I really hated the way, she did it. I mean, there's lots of ways to humanely euthanize a dog if you need to. You don't need to drag it out to a gravel pit, put a bullet in it, like a puppy. No,
That's
nah.
scary. Like you get out and there's a bunch of wild freaking dogs out. Like that's terrifying, actually, especially.
Yeah,
if
no,
they've been-
wild dogs is like packs of them. Yeah, not cool. Not cool. Yeah, hate it. Hate everything about that. All right, we'll get back to this.
Well, we don't have.
Give us-
Oh, wait.
control.
I think MG asked a question here. What was it? Oh, it was MG Law says, just because she might get a court to find she had a reasonable belief she was pregnant doesn't mean she was ever actually pregnant. I know that, but she's going to be insufferable if that's what happens. She is going to claim that
I don't.
she
That's
had
why.
a reasonable belief and that none of us are allowed to say we don't believe her, which of course is not true. It's not true. We are allowed to have our opinion based on the evidence we've seen that she was never pregnant. You're allowed to have that opinion.
Yep.
She's going to try and spin it into a defamation case if she can afford it, and that, of course, is highly questionable at this point. I don't know if you saw this, Tug, but did you see on Meg's Crime Watch the deep dive they did into their finances?
No.
Very interesting stuff. They are mortgaged to the hilt. They are her family, the Owens family, have taken
So, I mean,
out.
if they have all of that, like these going after people and suing and doing all that. That can't. I mean, that's just crazy. You know.
It is crazy. It is, and of course, how long can it keep up? You know, how long can they keep this up is the question. And you know, while I do not want to be sued, I will absolutely, I believe I will win, because I have the truth on my side. That I have never once said one thing I believe to be untrue. It's just like this man just said. We just need this one piece of evidence that just doesn't exist. You can't show me one OBGYN. You can't show me one actual sonogram that wasn't fabricated. Nothing. The chat is asking for the deep dive on the finances. Let me go over there. It was Meg's Crime Watch. Let's see. It was a live stream, I do believe. Let's see if I can pull it up. Let's see, which one was it is the question. I know I'm going to have to remember which one it was. Oh, wait, this is the one. Oh, it's the one that was 10 days ago, so it's the most recent live stream. I'll get it for you. Here you go. Copy. Here you go. Meg's Crime Watch. Deep dive on Owens. Financials is here. Yeah, it doesn't paint a very pretty picture of what's going on in their family as far as what they can afford. So the basic thing is what they've come to the conclusion of is that she looks like a rich girl, but it may not be the case. And that they're very leveraged. I mean, they've taken out $1.3 million loans a couple of times. And, you know, it looks like a robbing Peter to pay Paul situation. And so you could go over there and see, you know, what the expert over there is saying. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. And Meg's Crime Watch deserves some love, too, because she's gotten a, you know, cease and desist as well from Laura Owens, who has still never shown me an ounce of concern, strangely enough. I'm still marked safe from any cease and desists from either her or her lawyer, although he has threatened to sue me for stupid reasons. That would be in the musical. If you want to see what he's threatening to sue me for, that would be hilarious. You should go watch that. All right. Should we keep going with this, Tug, or should we talk about the What the Hales thing? Although there's not much to talk about there.
I think
but
we
there
should
is
hit
some
that,
news.
though. You know, make sure. Yeah, I mean, there is news, you know.
Yeah, there is news. So let me see if I don't know if I have a picture of it that's not on my phone. I'll just say in the What the Hales case, the Jeremy Hales case, there has been some motion. There's been a motion on the docket that appeared that was a motion for withdrawal. And I was like, ooh, Lynette Preston's attorney put in a motion for withdrawal. But I thought for a second it was like withdrawing the case. But no, it's in the appeal. And one of the attorneys has withdrawn from the Preston's case. It's not Silverman, though. I found out today that it's just one of Silverman's associates. So Silverman is still on the case in her appeal, which I can't believe, actually. I didn't know he was going to be doing that. So that's the update I have on the What the Hales thing. It wasn't much, so we don't really have much to talk about on that one. But there is something. Yeah, it is interesting. Oh, and by the way, I wasn't able to meet with this sucks so bad. I wasn't able to meet with Randy Shockett or Doreen on Friday because 2 of my children came home sick the day before, and then they were super sick the next day, which was Friday when I was supposed to meet with them, and I couldn't leave them alone, of course, because they were super sick. My daughter had like a flu. Like she had the muscle ache so bad. It was terrible. She was crying and stuff. So I missed them while they were in town. But I was told that they come around pretty regularly because Doreen has some family, so hopefully they'll be back and I'll be able to hang out with them. at some point. I wish I had been able to go. I got so disappointed, but life gets in the way sometimes. And my kids have had a rough year with getting sick, man. I don't know. It sucks. All right, let's see. Let's go back over here. All right.
It's a cup of coffee or a cup of, yeah, it looks like a cup of coffee with like a bird. You guys can't see this, but I'm looking at a bird with it. She sent me like a bird serving us coffee emoji and sent us $4. Thank you so much, Rainbow. You're amazing.
I wonder if she kept that at-home pregnancy test, and whether or not they can do like some DNA testing to determine that it was her urine.
Yeah, I think whoa.
Because
she did say that she took the test in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that was true. That probably was a thing.
She first tried to play it as he forced her to do it in front of him.
Well, yeah, that was the narrative, but there is some indication that Clayton knows that she took a test and it came out positive. He watched her pee on the stick. I think the number was something like
No. He didn't watch her. He let her go into the bathroom, but I believe she peed on it. I believe that there's some way she can pee positive. I just don't know why. It's like her mutant superpower. I don't know.
Between 8 and 10. Don't quote me on that, but there is pregnancy tests that were positive, for sure, in this case. The question is, what was the reason for the HCG levels? Was it because of an actual pregnancy or because of some other reason? That's going to be the defense for Clayton, and that's what's been indicated in the pleadings. Kiana says, allegedly her medication she takes for her epilepsy is known to increase HCG levels. Exactly.
Oh, yes.
I have also heard something similar. And thank you so much, Kiana, for the $4.99. What can you get for? I went to McDonald's the other day because I had to take my wife to the doctor's. And so I went to McDonald's. I get what I would normally get. The amount of money they charged was like $23. It's like, what did I order?
You know the thing with McDonald's too is if you use their mobile app, they have like really good discounts.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm not going to do no mobile app on my phone. Baby Yoda, vanished twin. Thank you so much for the $4.99. She says RavGen fetal DNA test came back with little to no DNA. She has provided no verifiable evidence. HCG is only an indicator. I agree. And that's the problem. That's the problem with her case. Brianne Wilson, thank you so much for the $9.99. She originally said she originally said the grinded, and that's how she got pregnant. Oh, they grinded. I get it. Like they were grinding, not actually having sex, and that's how she got pregnant. That's what she originally said. I don't know if she originally said that because she said on the stand, and I got to take her at her word when she says it under oath that they had extra intercourse. If she did say that at any point, I've heard that narrative, but I'm going to trust what Jane Doe said under oath and take her at her word for that. But yeah, if that was the narrative.
Well, that's a dangerous thing to do, sir. You're going to take her at her word like Judge Judy, who was like, yeah, I'll take your word for it. Can you stand up? I'll take your word for it that you're pregnant. Sure. Just take your word for it. Oh, God. All right, so it does, Brad's telling me, and I did see a screenshot of this earlier, but I don't know what happened to it, and I can't remember who sent it to me or where I saw it, so that's a problem. But David Gingras did start a new blog post, and it looked like it was going to be from Laura Owens' perspective, yet another one of her attempts at trying to convince people that she's not the bad guy here, but he took it down. Tug, did you see this?
No.
Well, so I think it's gone. I wonder if Brad got a. Let me ask him if he got a. Did you get a an archive? Because he's got a lot of archives of his. Let's see. Let me look at his blog. Yeah, so it was right above this one a little while ago, and it was called, I wish I knew what it was called. Let me see if I can actually pull up the on the Wayback Machine. See if they got a
Actually,
screenshot.
did somebody archive it? Did anyone else? Here, let me check. There's a way to check on the archive. Give me a second. All you have to do is go.
He set one up. It wasn't an actual blog post. It was like just a title. And then he, let's see, the last snapshot was on May 23rd, so it probably didn't catch it.
Yeah, just give me a minute. I'm gonna check it. I've got to pull the blog address first. So I was gonna check the. There it is. Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but it was like coming soon or something, and then it got deleted. He keeps doing that. He keeps putting stuff up that he's like for sure happy about or whatever, and then he's all excited about telling people he's going to be blogging about it, and then he either takes it down or he doesn't.
The last one from gingerslaw.com is lawyers I personally put in jail or not.
That one he hasn't taken down. That's it was posted after this one. I gotta look. Somebody sent me a picture of it. I just don't remember who it was.
Check this feature out, by the way. If you're archive, look, you can always check the archive. I'll just show you. Look here. If you put up the address, like for the blog, you can look for anything that has all snapshots from these hosts. So if you click on, say, gingrislaw.com, it'll give you everything that's been out of there ever. You know,
oh,
you can
wow.
just roll back. Yeah, you can roll back and see like whatever has been hit. Did you miss something or?
Yeah, so I think that it must have been taken down too quickly for anybody to see. All right, let's see. I am looking for. Yeah, somebody sent it, and I wish I knew who and where I could find it, but because the title was funny. I remember the title was really funny. I'm looking through my Twitter real. Oh wait, there it is. Oh, I got it. I found it. Oh, this is going to be good. Tug, you're going to love this.
Oh,
you're going to absolutely love this. Let me open it in a new window so it's bigger. All right, here we go. Look, this was about to be put. Look at this. First of all, who is this person? Does anybody know? Is this from a movie?
Yeah, it's gotta be from a movie.
Protected, hated in the nation. Laura's version.
Hated in the nation.
Hated
Why'd you take that down, David?
I don't know.
Man, it's like, look, don't complain where you're like, nobody would tell her, so I would have read it.
Where did this picture come from? I'm trying to do a reverse Google's image search. What is he trying to say with this?
That's what, from Black Mirror or something?
Oh, it's from Black Mirror. Okay. I don't think I've seen a lot of Black Mirror. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I don't think I've seen that episode. What's it about? Some, obviously someone who's being hunted or hated by the entire world or something. Look, I don't agree with that. I never have. I do not agree with mobs or anything. And that's not what we are doing. That is not what this is. This is not a mob related to, it's not a pile-on. Well, this is somebody who went to the media asking for us to look into her story. And then we did. And it didn't work. None of it made any sense. Okay, so this is it is a Black Mirror episode called Hated in the Nation. Let's read what it's about. Black Mirror. All right, let's see what this is about. Hated in the Nation is the sixth and final episode in the third series of the British science fiction anthology series Black Mirror. The Nordic noir-inspired episode Hated in the Nation follows detectives Karen Park and Blue Coulson as they investigate a spate of deaths targeting the subjects of social media hatred at the hands of autonomous drone insects that have been deployed to combat environmental catastrophe as bees near extinction. Oh, I think I did see this one. Informed by Brooker's experience of receiving hate mail after writing a 2004 Guardian column that disparaged George W. Bush, the episode drew comparison to the X-Files and explored themes including government surveillance and environmentalism. Okay, so the plot is that before a public inquiry, London Detective Chief Inspector Karen Park explains her role in investigating the death of Joe Powers, a controversial far-right journalist found dead after writing a widely condemned column that derided a self-immolating disability rights activist. Park works with another detective. Powers' hospitalized husband claims she cut her own throat with a wine bottle. Park and Coulson talked to a primary school teacher who sent Powers a cake with effing bitch iced on it. She tweeted death to Joe Powers writer, but denies violent intent. So basically, I remember this one. It was like people were being targeted for murder by bees. So they had like these trained bees that would go and murder their targets, and the targets were being murdered based on their activities on social media. And so it was like a commentary on cancel culture and mob behavior. It was a good episode. It was quite good. You know, this is something though that Laura could have stopped all of this a long time ago. And I don't think anybody has been over the top in their criticism of her behavior in this. Like, not at all. Like, no one has said that she should be harassed in any way. Do not, everybody has said, do not contact these people. Do not, nothing. But most people never even said her name. So the idea that she is somehow similar in any way to some people being hunted down for, murder or whatever. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Deflection. It's so you spend your time. It's the same thing where people scream racist or sexist or whatever. It's so you spend your time on the balls of your feet, your back, you're defensive, instead of, you pushing forward and going on the attack. Because when you're looking at that, when you look at the evidence, that what can they do? What have they really had to say before? So, of course, they're going to be like, oh, no, this is this poor person. Because, they want to make them out to be a victim in this. When you look at everything, though, who's the real victim? And if you said TUG, because I've had to read this stuff, you are right. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I just think that I do agree that can't, like, the mobs of people, like, for instance, what's happening to Nick Rekieta right now, that is mob action.
Oh man, like there's the insanity too. It's like you can make a statement on something and you get a don't talk about this. Why are you talking about this? It should be private. But on the other side, it's like, you better talk about this. You should. And everyone that's around him is guilty. You had this. It's like, my God, it's just it's insanity. And
it is. There's nothing you can say that lands on the right side of everybody.
I think you just speak whatever and you just ignore the rest of the noise. And.
But we're talking about, like, if we're going to compare the two. There are people talking in that case. In the Rekieta case, there are people who I believe are just, they're telling things, intimate details they're claiming are real that we don't know because we weren't there. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what the details were. And they're telling these salacious, horrific, type of things that are like life-ruining sorts of allegations and things. Well, in this case, we're literally reading court documents, and we're talking about things that we can prove, things that we know, things that she's done, her behavior that we have seen. Court cases where we're reviewing her behavior in court and analyzing stuff we've seen. There's quite a bit of difference. And again, she asked for it. She asked for the media to take her at her word and said, here's all my evidence, vet me, I'm telling the truth. And then it turned out that none of it checks out. So, that's it.
Yeah, that's just when I look at this, I haven't seen, in my opinion, there are very few cases that I've seen that are so cut and dry that you can just look at and you can point at, here's X, here's Y, here's Z, and say, that this person, in my opinion, is lying. And most people agree with that. I mean, agreeing that somebody is in the wrong, that isn't a mob going after them.
No, it's really not, especially considering this is the most cheerful mob I've ever seen. I mean, we're writing songs and having a good time, laughing. We're buying each other breadsticks. There's going to be scones, I hear, in front of the Maricopa County. It's the happiest mob I've ever seen, if it's a mob. I mean, nobody's hating. No one's putting any hate towards her. This is a lot of people are saying this needs to stop, and she should really stop this. And she's had plenty of opportunities to do that. She's been asked multiple times to admit that she has made this up, that she's fabricated things. Just say she needs help and go and get it. And she won't do that. And so because she won't do that, this continues. The story keeps going. And it's like, this is one of these things. It's like Dave Neal's in the chat. He says, hey, Sconeheads. It's one of these things where the Streisand effect is real. She could have made this go away a long time ago. The news cycle moves so fast. She could have taken advantage, actually, of this craziness going on YouTube. All she would have to do is make her announcement right now that I made it all up. I'm going to settle. I'll sign this thing, and there won't be any more case on June 10th, and everyone will pivot to the crazy shit show that's happening a couple doors over. And this will be forgotten. But she just refuses. Just refuses to do it. So that's unfortunate for her. So it's, the constant threats of suing, and she's bringing it all on herself, and she totally reminds me of these two.
We want privacy! We want privacy!
Yeah. You can't beg for privacy and also at the same time ask the media to invade your privacy.
You can ask them specifically, hey, have opinions on this case, and cover this, and then not like what people find in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no good. It's no good. It doesn't work out. All right. We are going to, I think, wrap it up. we've been going for two hours, a little over 2 hours. And I do want to get to that. I want to do a local stream tonight. I'll do a locals and a YouTube members only. We're going to read a couple chapters of Greg Anderson's book, Iron 44. Is it Iron 44? I think that's what it's called. I think we are on chapter 7. So that is going to happen after this. You can find me at meganfox.locals.com, where I'm going to do that. And also, if you're a YouTube member, it'll pop up here in a little bit. I'll set it up. I don't have it set up just yet, but I will do that in the next couple of minutes after I shut down this stream. But to those of you who are looking for someplace else to go, if you're not going to join me on Locals or you're not going to join me on YouTube member stream, I just want to say, choose wisely what you put in front of your eyes. Whatever is lovely, whatever is true, whatever is worthwhile, think on those things. And be careful what you watch, what you believe, what you take part in, because, some of it is worth your time and some of it really isn't. And I think that is good advice just generally, to be careful what you watch, be careful what you hear, be careful what you do, and because karma's a bitch and it all comes back. Tug, got anything you want to add?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
No, I think you said whatever needs to be said there. I think we're good. Actually, it went really well. I was like, wow, it's been 2.5 hours. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. Make sure you check out the Tilted Lawyer too, because he did a good job. There's a whole thing. Maybe go watch his 4-hour stream if you want to. Tracy Fagan says maybe the dingo stole her baby. Thanks for the 2. Appreciate that. And thanks for the $1.99 says, have you ever heard a New Jersey Devil? No. Sounds terrifying.
Oh yeah, the New Jersey Devil. Yeah.
I don't even know
the
what
Jersey
that is.
Devil. You know the Jersey Devil.
No. What's
Oh
that?
man, you gotta look that up.
Is that a real thing?
Folk, you know it. Here, let me pull up Jersey.
That's
Devil.
not real.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's not real.
Hangs out in Jersey, man.
That. Come on.
Yeah. Scratches cars and stuff. Crazy stuff.
What?
Yeah.
This is not real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop saying yeah.
Oh, look it up.
They're
Look it-
not
yeah.
real. I am looking it up. This cannot
I'm just messing with you. It's
possibly be
folklore.
real.
It's you know, it's one of those folklore
Look at this,
myths,
you guys.
know?
Look at this.
You should read about it though. It's actually quite crazy stuff. You know, a lot of horror movies have been based on it. I thought about sitting here and telling you it was real for a while. Yeah, there've been real sightings of it, Megan. Scratches at cars, you know. I did. I was like, well,
so ridiculous. Look at this. This is so funny.
Yeah,
I never heard of this
it's
thing.
chillaxing. Actually, you know, yeah, that looks like actually that area looked like one of the areas I go out and run around in sometimes, or used to.
A legendary creature said to inhabit the forests of the Pine Barrens in South Jersey. The creature is often described as a flying biped with hooves, but there are many variations. The common description is that of a bipedal kangaroo or wyvern-like creature with a horse or goat-like head. Oh, hey, baby, you going to bed?
Yeah.
Give me a hug.
Good night.
Good night. I love you.
Hello, chat.
Say hello.
Hello, chat. But is it the chat or are you talking to people? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's the chat. That's the chat. You can say hello to Tug, too, if you want.
Hey.
All right. See ya. Good night.
See ya.
Love you. He's so cute. So
Here
let's
you
see.
go.
It has
The Jersey Devil was born. It was 1735, deep in the New
it's
Jersey
story
Pine
time.
Barrens. Yes. When Jane Mother Leeds discovered she was pregnant with her 13th child, let this one be the devil, she allegedly cursed. While there are many versions of the Jersey Devil lore, the most popular is this. When Leeds' 13th child was born, it grew wings, horns, hooves, and a tail. The monster flew up the chimney and out into the night. When Halloween is amongst us, we decided to take a closer look. So people, look into that, and they have all these tales of. And there's newspaper reports like from 1909, of the Jersey Devils being spotted. I mean, it's fascinating. I love stuff like that. I mean, here, check these out. Let me pull this.
God, that's so weird. Well, how do these things start?
You get all kinds of, it's just like Bigfoot or anything else.
Oh, you know what? I was in an escape room based on this thing.
Were you?
Yes, it's just coming back to me now. We did an escape room for one of my kids, and it was all about the Jersey Devil. And at the end, when you finally figure it out, they had this cool hologram thing of the Jersey Devil fly across the room with this weird sound. It was cool. Yeah, it was really cool.
Check it out, though. They have, you can see old
let me pull this
reports.
Up. Look at this.
Yeah.
No way. So it's like it's like New Jersey's Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot.
Look at his little legs. He's so cute. He doesn't even look scary there.
It kind of reminds me of your little cockroach lawyer that you made with those little legs.
He's a good dancer.
Whenever I go to my sister's house in Maryland, I always have to drive through Pennsylvania, and I drive through the, I guess, Allegheny something. I don't know. But every time I go through there, I mean, it seriously looks and feels like Bigfoot country. And then I found out that it is. That's where all the Bigfoot, legends or whatever come from. And the weird part, or at least a lot of them, there's a lot of them there, but there's nothing there that says Bigfoot or anything. I don't know why I started thinking that as I was driving through there. And then I looked it up just because I was curious, because I was like, I don't know, if I were to make a Bigfoot movie, I would make it right here. And it turns out that the particular place that I was driving through was has a ton of Bigfoot lore and whatever.
I've seen some weird stuff. Actually, the weirdest thing I ever saw was in Oklahoma. I was driving with a friend. We were driving down a back road, so it was really late, and there was an animal like feeding on some roadkill or something. And I thought, what in the hell is that anyway? It looks like it was smaller, but it looked like, I don't know, possum and a sewer rat. It looked weird. And when we started to drive by, it stood up on two legs and was running after us. Like, wow.
What?
Yeah. And I was, my friend, he was driving, so I was watching it. And I was like, you did see that? He was like, yeah. I was like, these Oklahoma kids are really fucked up out here. I mean, look at that.
That's a chupacabra.
It was weird, man.
Isn't that a chupacabra? Isn't that what that is? It is.
I mean,
That's
it was like running on two little legs. I mean, it was like, it ran down the road chasing. It was the weirdest thing. I was like, am I seeing this for real? And the other guy was like, oh, yeah, Yep.
Okay, did it look like this? Wait.
Give me a second.
Did it look like this?
Yeah, maybe a little more like, maybe, yeah, because it had a little more ratty face. I'm not joking either. It was freaky. That looks more like a hairless cat,
How
that
about
thing.
This? Chupacabra, man.
It looked like a.
That's not it.
You know how a possum looks? They're weird and freaky, but its face was longer. Like it had a sewer rat like head. That big rat face.
Like this.
That thing looks like it has some needs. Like you have to help it hunt for food or something. Look, like that one too. Like what's going on with that one? Like,
I don't know.
That
just
looks like
a dog.
Yeah, that looks like a dog.
Ew! Look at this thing.
Man, that's some AI nightmares.
Ew!
No,
Look at that.
That's like a little hairless cat-looking thing.
Yeah,
It's weird. It like, okay, go back to that one AI generated picture. The way the legs are like that. If they were
This one?
No, the one you had it on, like the just lizard looking thing. I'm not even talking about the picture
this
itself.
thing.
No, yeah. Now the way it's standing on its legs, except it ran weird, and its arms were like up, positioned up. It had like a weird. It had such a weird jerky motion. It was so bizarre to watch. Saw that in Oklahoma on its head.
That is so weird.
Yeah, it was the weirdest little animal.
If I saw anything like that in like real life, I think I would die. I think I would just have a heart attack and drop dead. Like I
was like, let's go back and look at it. My friend was like, I'm going back to fucking look at that.
I don't want to see that.
I was like, I'm going. What's it going to do? Attack our car? Okay, let's do it. Let's
do
dance.
it.
I mean, geez, man, we probably had enough firearms in there. We can probably stop it. I mean, unless that thing's bulletproof, well, we're okay. I mean, if it comes after us.
Gosh. Yeah, I don't know. The world is a mysterious place, a very mysterious place. And it's funny how these legends, and I have ideas on this, on how legends begin and what they might be based on. I have my whole theory about dragons that I get made fun of all the time.
Maybe an ostrich, someone said.
That would be so weird.
Seeing an ostrich in like Oklahoma in the middle of a backwood, no ostrich farm or anything, that'd be like finding a freaking chupacabra. I wouldn't know what to do if I saw an ostrich out in the middle of the woods or something. I had no idea.
I live in this tiny little town, and there's a Facebook page, and I love looking at the Facebook page for the town because the entire thing is basically like, the Joneses' loose cow is out again. The cow's out. Who's gonna go round up the cow? Or they'll be, hey, is anybody missing 3 goats because they're in my pasture, and I don't know where they came from. And this goes on and on. Almost every day there are loose farm animals running around my town. And I love looking at these threads because I laugh and laugh. I never engage. I don't post anything there. I just like to read about the loose livestock because it's just hysterical. And it's always like, oh yeah, well, Jeff went down there and rounded them up and brought them back, so they're fine and they're back now. Oh, the gate was broken. You know, that's the kind of stuff that's on this Facebook page. One day, I'm checking it for any loose animals just because it makes me laugh. I don't know why this makes me laugh. Checking it for loose animals, and sure enough, they're like, has anybody seen a baby kangaroo? Like, wait a minute. This is not Australia. This is New York.
That'd be another one. I'd be like, what in the hell am I looking at if I saw a kangaroo?
Somebody lost a baby kangaroo hopping around. And I don't know. Eventually somebody found it. I mean, the people around here are really good at finding loose animals, by the way. It's like a thing. They're not loose for very long. I mean, somebody, Jeff or whoever, will go round them up. Like, yeah, I'm on it. Baby kangaroo sighting, no problem. But it was so funny. Like, who the hell has a kangaroo? You guys following this stuff on this Facebook page was one of the joys of my life before I stopped looking at Facebook. But that was a good, and I was always forwarding it to my husband, being like, "Oh my God, look at, there's another
bizarre.
Loose animal." What? My husband grew up 4 miles away from Wrigley Field. Imagine how ridiculous it is to him to be. The neighbors are like, "Yeah, has anybody seen that loose kangaroo?" It's just. It's so weird living here. I can't even tell you. It's so weird to be in a rural area.
I like taking the carpetbaggers that come out here and... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. The people moving here, I shouldn't call them carpetbaggers. Well, some people get mad about that. I'm like, you are carpetbaggers. Sorry about that. But I like taking them out in the woods and showing them around. It's so weird, you know? They're like, oh, my God, what's out here? Are we safe?
All right, Tug, you got to get your screenshot ready. You ready to screenshot?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You've heard of Elf on a Shelf, yes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How about Tug in a Mug?
Hell yeah, man, that looks good. I thought it was going to be like a prison joke. It'd be like Pope on a rope. No, get me out of that prison.
Oh, no.
That looks beautiful. I did get a screech. Send me that, too. I love it.
I will. I just got that on
They're so pretty.
On Twitter. That was, I think you're tagged in it on Twitter.
I'll have to see.
It's from Release the McCracken.
Yeah, well, I'm getting so many responses from other stuff right now. I can't
All right,
find
I'll
anything.
send it to you in your DMs.
All right, because I'm like, I've been scrolling for like, a minute now, and I still don't see it.
All right, here.
That's one thing I like. If people, if you tag me in something, I check periodically. But if I haven't seen in a minute, if there's Twitter will show you every like that'll pop up and comments. So, if you have something.
The chat said, Aussie Wombat, thanks for the super chat, says, what Tug describes sounds like a skinwalker. Ew.
Skinwalker.
What's a skinwalker? Let's see. I think I watched something on this once. Oh, yeah, Skinwalker Ranch. I remember that. A skinwalker. Do we have images of this thing? That looks more like a werewolf. That looks more like a werewolfy thing. Ew! Oh my gosh, this is weird looking. Hold on. Look at this picture. This is so weird. It looks like the body of a cricket and the head of a monkey, maybe. Look at this. Look at this.
I think I've seen that video before. I think that was fake, but still, that looks so bizarre.
So weird. Nardo says, we don't talk about skinwalkers after dark, Megan. Listen, after the horrors of this last week and this week that have been visited upon me and some of my friends, I ain't scared of no skinwalkers anymore. I'll tell you that much. I'm not scared anymore. There's nothing I don't think there's anything you could show me that would be more horrifying than what I've witnessed in the YouTube sphere.
I was trying to see how to, in Navajo, like what it's called, and man, I can't even pronounce a normal name. Like I don't even know how to say. Here's Here's Skinwalker and Navajo. Again, you know, I can't pronounce the English name.
Naldalushi. I don't want to say that 3 times fast. I feel like we might be headed into Sonichu territory.
Looks like the alphabet threw up. I don't know what that says.
Can you play it so we can hear how it sounds?
Yeah. Give me a second. Let's see. I think it, well, here. It's 1 minute. Who cares? It'll be like, today we are learning to pronounce. So,
we are looking at how to pronounce this name.
What's with the happy music?
Skinwalker from Navajo culture. Yi Naldlushi. Yi Naldlushi.
you know, I don't really trust them when they couldn't pronounce they couldn't pronounce like tribal names.
Yeah, Navajo. Is it Navajo or is it Navajo?
Navajo,
I don't.
Yeah.
All right, and Slenderman. You guys are bringing up Slenderman.
Oh yeah, man! I remember the Slenderman murders. That was crazy.
Slenderman murder was horrific.
Yeah, that's horrible. Just the betrayal in it. You know, kids
and the age of the children, like children.
I don't know if I like. You know, they told me this. Oh well, they were doing this so the Slenderman would blah blah blah, and I was like, do I really believe that? You know,
I don't know, but
it sounded like an excuse to, you know, get away with murder.
I watched that. Well, they were definitely into it, though. There was like journals and things. I watched that police interview of one of the girls that was involved, and it was horrifying. This world sometimes, you know, I was actually watching Colonel Kurtz today. She was commenting on some of this stuff going on with Nick and
I thought you were talking about Skinwalker. No, she was talking about Skinwalker.
No, she was commenting on the drama, and she said something interesting about it. And of course, now I'm going to forget what it was. I had it for a second there, but then I looked at the Skinwalker photos on my other screen, and I was like, "What am I talking about again?" But she did make a video, and it was pretty interesting for a while. So maybe go check her out. If you want to hear somebody else's take.
I get forwarded a lot of stuff. And people are like, why don't you talk about the other stuff, the like Aaron and this and that? And I'm like, because I don't know if any of that's true or not. You know, that's salacious detail. I was just trying to talk about what we know. Again, there are other things out there, and if you're interested, you're so inclined, you know, look at whatever. I'm not saying I haven't looked at it. I just don't talk about it because I don't know what's true or not. At the end of the day, I see a family in need, and it kind of breaks my heart.
Yeah, it's not good. I appreciated Colonel Kurtz, though. She always has a kind of laid back approach to a lot of things, and she has a good ability sometimes to break some stuff down and talk about. She was kind of talking about about depression in general and what kinds of things that will do. And one of the things that she was talking about was kind of like addiction and depression and how the two are related, which now I remember what I was going to say, what she said. She said that for some people, especially people like her, who do suffer with depression, the world is a really terrible place. And people who have that depression or the inability to feel joy, they don't talk about it a whole lot with other people because it's a big letdown for everyone. You know, it's like bringing the room down all the time.
Yeah. And
so they learn to hide that. And a lot of people who have those feelings, and she was kind of talking about her childhood and feeling overwhelming sense of boredom and not being able to feel joy that other people feel, makes you susceptible to that those dopamine hits that come with, you know, substances and stuff. And she wasn't saying that anyone in this particular case is struggling with that, but she was just talking about it in general. And I really thought that concept that for some people the world is a terrible place. And so no matter what your life is like, no matter if you are the richest guy on earth, No matter if you have everything that anyone else would call great.
Well,
doesn't matter to someone who's suffering with those types of issues. And I thought that was really interesting.
We get into common wording, like we say depression, you know, and you really mean, hey, I'm just down right now. When you get into clinical terminology, it's just like I've seen people argue about ADHD. Is ADHD real? I was like, you should see kids that truly, these things are overdiagnosed. Many things are. You see a kid truly having these issues, and you will never doubt that they are real, you know. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing with depression. You run into someone that is clinically depressed. They have been there all of their lives, and yeah, it's rough. It's rough. And again, that's no comment or bearing on what we were talking about with specifics. It's just seeing all of this stuff in a clinical setting. One of the things I did before I went into mental health, like trying out as a therapist, I worked at a facility at the time. Again, they would call it MRMI. You know, there's a certain R word we don't use to talk about intelligence anymore, but in the past we did. So, before I was thinking about a degree. I wanted to work, see that at the ground floor. So I worked as a ground floor person with, again, to qualify, it was with housing. People had to have an MRMI diagnosis. And then after I got out of college, instead of qualified to go after therapist position, but I wanted to see what case managers look at, because a lot of people that are, you know, if you're sitting in an office, you don't truly see the struggle. You know, you see it for 30 minutes or 45 minutes. You know, you see outpatients. You want a real crash course in mental health, go to housing, go to a community mental health center that supports how in Tennessee there's a percentage of 1%. You know, when you go, like, say you have a crisis issue, we don't have institutions anymore. So what happens is, unfortunately, after, say, 8 hours, after you're stabilized, you either go back with family, you go back out on the street, or back into whatever conditions you were in. A lot of times, if you're talking severe mental illness, again, it's either with family or that, or you may qualify for some type of housing. You know, there's housing where you have other clients in there. You know, and it's sad, though. I mean, you're talking about like a percent of 1% that actually qualify for something like that. But if you want to see, they have 3 levels of care in that. And if you really want to see what mental illness looks like, work around the highest level of care. The people that are in the most need, they will probably never be able to function in society. Whew, man, it's something.
Well, and the ones who are functioning, though, like who just said it in the chat here? Shield Maiden just said, I'm diagnosed as a chronic depressive. No one ever knows, as I always smile. And I mean, if Colonel Kurtz didn't tell me that she struggles with depression and has her entire life, I would not know it. She doesn't, and like she said, she doesn't share these feelings with everyone all the time because it's upsetting to people. So, you know, the people who are living with it, some of them are coping in a lot of different ways that are very unhealthy. And that can become a real problem. And, you know, I think the amount of glee and some of the, you know, cheering about all this salacious, fun drama really does not take into consideration what might be underlying all of this. And I don't know that for a fact. I'm just saying she had a very good point. She had a very good point about it, and I thought it was worth listening to. I haven't finished the entire thing, but go check out Colonel Kurtz, because she always has an empathetic view on a lot of things, I think. And I just thought that was good. And one of the things she was commenting on was actually Mr. Mediker's last few statements that he made about how does a guy who has everything throw it away like this? And I think she was rebutting that in a way to say, basically, for if that person were like me, it wouldn't matter what you had. Wouldn't matter what kind of life you had. You don't, it's not. And so I just thought it was interesting. So if you want to see another take that is not exploitive, that is not mean, cruel, or insensitive in any way, you could go check that out.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to the rest of the super chats, and then, sorry, Tug, you go ahead, and then we'll get to super chats.
No, I was going to say, yeah, you know, there's a lot of good takes on this. I think there's been a lot of talk. Oh, one of the things I've liked that has come up in this is the idea of coping skills. You know, we hear that all the time. We hear it in trials, and you know, when mental health comes up, or we hear it. People don't understand that there are positive coping skills, but the negative behavior you have, you know, whether it's drug use or it's like, again, I always like the example. You punch a wall when you're angry. You're coping with anger, but that is not positive. It's not positive. You can see what the problems would be with that, you know? And it's the same way with drugs or anything else. And oftentimes, there's been a debate. One of the debates that's been raging around the Nick Rekieta discussion was the legalization of all substances. And my question in there is, are you willing to write off everyone that is in the thralls of heavy addiction as a lost cause? Because you know what's going to happen.
Especially when we can't even deal with the people right now who are in addiction without being horrifically awful. Like we're putting them in jail and charging them criminally. That's the first thing to stop doing, is to stop throwing people in jail for being users or threatening them with jail. That's not the way I thought we came to a place where we're trying to get people with addictions help and rehab and like actual help. Jail does not solve an addiction problem. I mean, it might get you clean for a little while, but it's not treating the underlying cause.
In the United States, though, like Georgia is a perfect place to look at. You know, in Georgia, you don't have crisis centers anymore for mental health that are sponsored by the state. You know, and you need people argue over tax dollars and everything else. Look, if you want to prevent a lot of problems, you want to prevent violence and other things. If a person's hearing voices and they're saying, "Hey, go out and hurt somebody," for example, those people have nowhere to go. You know where they can get help, though? The prison system. The prison system is the #1 provider of mental health services in Georgia. In fact, it's so prevalent now, they don't hire people with a prison experience. They hire people over that with mental health experience. And that's sad. We have traded out crisis mental health for imprisoning people with addiction or other, I mean, all of these, they fall under that. And there are fixes for it.
But isn't that why we got rid of mental institutions in the first place? Because the judges said you can't lock people up who have mental illness?
You can't do that. This is a fascinating thing people don't know. Well, I was talking about housing. Okay, if you have people that are high need, I mean, people that could be potentially, I mean, you evaluate people, but you have to understand people can be dangerous. Obviously, I'm not saying people with mental health issues are dangerous, but you know, high level needs. If you're talking about people that can't even agree on reality, you're talking about dangers potentially. Well, in those setups, you cannot lock people in a home against their will. So even if they have somebody, they can't make their own life decisions. They have somebody else that signed over to, or whoever provides these services, you know, they're temporarily doing that. You have to set it up in a way like you put an alarm on the door or something, but you can't lock the people in. It's fascinating. You have a lot of rights as far as that, and you do want rights, but it's...
Well, yeah, because here's the scary thing is, in New York, you know, during the whole pandemic nightmare, these states started doing crazy things like imprisoning people in their homes unlawfully because you were deemed to be dangerous. They actually took one guy who wouldn't get a COVID test. He refused to get a COVID test And he was dragged off in the middle of the night and put in an unnamed facility. And the people here, this happened to someone local, and the people looking for him could not find him. And that story disappeared so fast. I don't know what happened to him. But he was forcibly detained because they thought he might have this flu. So it's
Yeah, you have
and
to
that
be
was
careful.
you guys. I tried to track that. I knew people who knew him, so I knew that this happened, and we were trying to find out like how come it didn't get reported. It actually got reported in a local newspaper, and then that story disappeared, and we couldn't find it again. And it was crazy. So you have to be careful with the government.
I'll tell you a fun story. This is one of my first case management crisis issues. All right, I got called in for a crisis issue. I was, let's just say, I was providing services for, like I said, housing at the time, and there was a client, nicest person you ever met, and they would ask you a simple question: do you come from a good family? Now, they had some very serious issues. And what they meant by, do you come from a good family, was that actually meant you were either a good person or you had what they called people in your head. And they tried to remove the people in someone's head. That's how they ended up being committed, essentially. They tried to remove them with a hammer from somebody. God. Yeah, because they were, the good family of your bad family. And so I got a crisis call. This guy also, liked to urinate on things. And I'd never seen anything like this. This guy would urinate so often. He waterlogged a Bible in a cabinet once. I was like, oh my God, how do you even do that? It's a lot of pages. Well, anyway, a crisis issue erupted because this guy decided he would do that with somebody else's stuff. They got into an argument. That guy decided he came from a bad family. And then 2 days later, he was going to address that issue. So I got called in. He had been in. He had been talking about that. And they noticed that the 2 kitchen knives were missing. Somebody that was staff there did not secure kitchen knives because you have implements there. So I get called in, and I'm sitting down, and this person is sitting on the porch with me, and they're pretty big, by the way. They're a pretty big person. I'm like, oh man, this is not good. I got a towel. I thought, well, I put a towel around my. I was like, if they have a knife like this, maybe a towel can be very helpful with a knife. But I was talking to them, and I was trying to find out if they had a knife on them or not. So I was looking. You could see they were wearing pants and a shirt that didn't fit very well. So you could see their belt lining and stuff. But they kept moving back and forth. And I was asking them questions like, oh man, I see your shoes. They look pretty nice. And they were like, yeah, look at that. And when they put their foot out, sure enough, they had a knife in their sock. I was like, oh my God, this is not going to go good. So we ended up having a crisis. And that's one of the scariest moments because in a crisis situation, you may have to involve law enforcement. And with law enforcement comes to bear. And I'm not, there's nothing negative in I'm saying this. Law enforcement is not trained to deal with the mentally ill. In a situation, you need them to transport to a hospital. They need to be stabilized in some way. But I had to call law enforcement in, and you have to meet law enforcement. You're dealing with this crisis situation behind you. You have all of these issues. You have law enforcement. You're like, look, I managed to secure this knife by the time the law enforcement got there and everything. So they were not armed. And you're trying to deal with this issue, and you're trying to make sure, somebody doesn't get shot in the process too. It was, so you end up with folks like that cannot be, they can't have the door locked on them or anything else either. So you end up with there's a reason sometimes like you might want a little bit of leeway with how to deal with situations. And it's interesting. It's complicated. But
It's really complicated. There's a whole lot of constitutional issues that come up. But you know,
I had a guy throw a
freedom is
colostomy
dangerous.
bag. I had a guy throw a colostomy bag at this other person I was working with. I was the grossest
No.
thing. Yeah, it hit them, and what was gross is it went right past, and it hit like right beside them. But you know, it's like splatter paint, gross, you know, disgusting. But they turned around and they were like, "Oh my God, do I have any of that on me?" And they did, and I was like, "Oh my God, it was the worst."
Well, on that note,
Yes, fun
everyone,
times.
wow, that sucked.
Oh, I could tell you some great ones. You know the
please
the
don't.
chinchilla fur guy.
Please don't.
He's my favorite. Yeah, you know you get
Chinchilla fur?
okay. So you get referrals from the police. Some of them are horrible stuff you never want to talk about. Some of them are horrible but fascinating. You know, you get people that we're going to just say with kinks. So we're going to go with a layman term there. We'll go with kinks. So this guy had a fetish. He had a chinchilla fetish. And what he would do is, in the police report, he would take a greasy fur. That's how they describe it, quote unquote, greasy fur. And he would walk up to a woman in the mall. He would throw it around their necks, and he would grab. I always
What?
Yeah, and he would the police. He would undulate. You know, he would basically dry hump at their leg, you know, like where they could touch the. He would put his hand on the chinchilla and try to.
The hell?
Yeah, and apparently he had done this to a few people before he got caught. I was like, "Oh my God, that's
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's insane.
That was something. That was fascinating. Like that's why, like, mental health. You know, I tell I try not to get into I mean, there's so many depressing stories, but you get into some. You have, of course, you have the positive stories where people overcome, but then you have just I would say the stories that showcase why you need mental health treatment. You know, it's stuff like that. I mean, can you imagine you're shopping in the mall, looking at clothes or whatever, and somebody
And there's a chinchilla guy.
That chinchilla guy. Ooh. I mean, someone throws a quote unquote greasy fur around your neck. Greasy. I mean, just that word. It's like, ugh. You know.
Oh my God.
No. Anyway, okay, no more.
Absolutely not.
That one,
Okay.
I love that story though.
I have set up the live stream that I'm going to do members only for the story time on Locals and on YouTube. So I'm going to meet you guys over there. Let's go through the super chats and then we're out. Mel Clamp gifted 5 Megan Fox memberships. Well, so 5 new members that you guys can join me for chapter 7 and 8 of Iron 44. Welcome to the Fox Den. It's pretty weird here, but we do story time sometimes, which is fun. And Ilswo Gemma, thanks for the $2.99. Drop bears are very scary in Australia. Everything is scary in Australia.
Drop
Who are
bear.
you kidding?
What the hell is a drop bear?
I don't know, but we can't look it up. No more animals.
Oh my God, that is freaking that
Oh, now
first
I have
picture.
to look. Now I
The
have
first like.
God
Here,
dang
let
it.
me see if it brings the first.
The heck is a drop bear?
This
All I see is a koala.
koala, but look at some of these. I mean, look at like some of the. Let me. I
with the-
don't know
the
what pictures you.
fangs?
Yeah, like there's a bunch of, like the wet one. Like look
Ew.
at some of
Ew.
these. Like that one.
Wait, let me pull it up.
Like that's scary as hell. This.
Look at the one down here.
Yeah,
That looks
look at-
crazy.
look at this.
No,
Oh
the
my
one on
God.
the right. Go to the right. 2 to the right. Yeah, that one. With the,
Oh
no.
Lord, look at
Oh,
that.
with the gums. Oh God.
Oh my God, there's
the
so
hell
many.
is that?
I
All
like
right.
the little beware sign, like one falling on you.
Oh, because it could just. That's why they call them drop bears. They drop on you from the trees.
Do they?
Above.
Is that what it is? I have to worry. Oh my God! So I have to worry
Falling
about this
drop
little.
bears.
Does it really? I have to worry about that falling on it and attacking me.
Yeah, no, thank you. A fully grown Australian drop bear can fit an adult human's head inside its mouth. Drop bears can drop from heights as high as 45 meters, which allows them to hit their prey at 104 kilometers per hour.
What is it with Australia? They're like, hey, you know, like we have spiders. Okay, we have a spider as big as your freaking arm. Hey, a bear? Sure. You like bears? Well, here's one that drops out of trees on you and can fit your head in its mouth. Oh, fun times. Man, I love some of the Aussies I know. Props to like Raging Rhino, but man, fuck Australia. And I mean that in the nicest way possible.
Like, are these real? Like, is this a real thing? Like, I don't know. Like, I still don't know if this is. I have to go. I'm supposed to be reading in 5 minutes. I'm supposed to be starting this other stream. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. Okay. They do.
I was
not
like,
exist.
what's up? I hope so.
I just terrified everyone. Australian drop.
I don't know. You know what's sad is I believe it in Australia. Oh, I
would believe it.
Oh,
I
my
would believe
favorite one. I found it. Since it's fake, I'll add this picture. You know, since it's fake, that's my favorite one. Look at that one. It's got its
now,
own
I would believe that
Uzi.
too in Australia.
Yeah,
I would believe that.
I could see that. You're like, no. That's not realistic because you can't arm guns like that. Well, maybe drop bears can.
Maybe drop bears can. Everything in Australia can kill you. I mean, that's just like what it is. Everything will kill you in Australia. All right, Wendy Bono, thanks for the super chat. Says the child's biological family has a case in family court against LP now. Jeremy talked about it on today's video. Ooh, we gotta find that if there's a filing we can read, Tug.
Ooh, I need it.
Yeah, I will talk to him and find out if we can get it. Aussie Wombat 0105. Thanks for this. Is that an Australian $7.99? I don't know, but thank you for it, whatever it is. Emma Washington, thanks for the 5. Need one with tug and a rug so you can say you're snug as a tug in a rug. I don't like the way that sounds.
That sounds sexy. I like it.
Tracy Fagan, thanks for the 5. Did you see the YouTube guy that said he was molested by a female Bigfoot? Don't send me down that road right now.
I'm looking that up.
No,
I've got
stop.
to.
No, we're not going to talk about Bigfoot molesting him. Trina, save that for Thursday night, Tug. Pull that up. We will watch that on Thursday night. Trina, 9852, thanks for the 5. Can you upload the song you made before the musical to your YouTube channel? Would that be minor perjury? I think that might be the only one that's not on YouTube right now. Is that the one you're talking about? I'll play it on the way. Or maybe, well, I was going to play something else on the way out, but if you want that one, I'll play it for you. Ilswo Gemma, thanks for the $2.99. Sorry to get you. It's a standing joke here. That was funny. No, thanks for getting us. I believed it because Australia is so crazy that I believed it. Yeah, Trina, which song was it? Because I'll leave you with that one. I think you mean minor perjury. Is what I think you mean. I'm giving you a second to respond. All right. So I am going over to, can I redirect? I guess I can redirect a stream to my own stream. Can I do that? What are you laughing about?
When I looked up molested by female Bigfoot, the first thing that comes up is like, help is available. Here's the National SA Hotline. I'm like, no, don't direct people then. Like, yeah, I don't know. Oh God, there is a video. Female Bigfoot forced me
All right,
to do
save it for Thursday.
Oh my God.
We should do an entire show on just like weird legends.
Not? I mean, I think that would be funny.
That would be fun. We should do a weird legends and scary stories stream. That would be fun. I would love that. I say let's do it. And meet me, you guys who want to meet me, over on Locals, meganfox.locals.com. Or if you're a brand new YouTube member, I'm going to be going live right after this to read chapter 7 and 8. Stop laughing! I will not be dragged into this right now. I am trying to end the show. I am trying desperately to end this show. What?
The comments, the people are like 7.5, 8 feet tall, comparable to a Russian woman. Other people are like, well, that's going to be an awkward custody battle. Yes, I'll save this. I can't help it. I'm reading this.
Why am I sharing my screen? Oh, I know why. I'm trying to pull up minor perjury. You guys asked for minor perjury, so that is what I will leave you with if I can find it. I know it's in here somewhere. There it is. Okay. All right. We are leaving you. Please head over to either to my reading on Locals or on members only YouTube. See you later. Thanks, Tug, for being here. Always a pleasure.
Or to tell the truth, oh yes I did. I raised my hand and nodded my head. Nothing but the truth, so help me God. I swore on the Bible, and Dingus gave me the nod. And I spun a tale so wild, no one could believe. Fake scans only Adobe could achieve. Story keeps changing, sonograms rearranging, and judges ain't paying attention to anything. What do you mean it's a felony? It's just a little minor perjury. When your twins disappear, it's not an emergency. It's just a little minor perjury. It's just a little minor perjury. It's just a little minor perjury. Oh, oh, napkin lady is a cog in my wheel. Her notemaid got me a TEDx spiel. Now my lies are repeated everywhere, doing interviews with lead press on Hale. How did she hear us through all that noise? Why do you ask? Everybody knows it's the bad boys. They're the ones at fault, it's not me. I just committed a little minor perjury. Why didn't you just take me? Instead you made me commit minor perjury. Why are you coming at me? It's only a little minor perjury, and clearly a survivor, and I paid for it on Fiverr. Or couldn't you just take me? Instead you made me commit minor perjury. So you're coming at me. It's only a little minor perjury. I'm clearly a survivor, and I paid for it on Fiverr. Why couldn't you just date me? Instead you made me commit. Why are you coming at me? It's only a little minor perjury. Oh yeah, I'm not going to jail. There's never gonna be no bail. This system ignores liars like me. It's only a little minor perjury. 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 The system ignores liars like me. It's only a little minor perjury. It's only a little minor perjury. Oh, I'm not going to jail. There's never gonna be no bail. This system ignores liars like me. It's only a little minor perjury. It's only a little minor